Oh. Probably shouldn't have done that. Oops. Oh fuck, I forgot to grab tea. Shit. I just started realizing, oh, I forgot tea. I forgot to grab a little tea for myself after work. Yeah, fuck it, whatever. Whatever. Oh, speaking of which, fuck this work shirt, dude. Huh. Yeah, look at that. Look at that crazy working man's fucking, like, mat of hair right there. Good lord. And it's sticking out every... Oh my fucking god. Oh my lord, look at that. Dude, my shit could straight up stick out like a mad scientist fucking hair, bro. What the hell? Bruh. 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 What the fuck? That's a little absurd. Oh, oops. Meant to do that. There we go. And I don't know what it is about Mondays. Well, it's Thursday, but at least for my Mondays for work, man, like, I kind of feel like I'm rejuvenated, and we're like, all right, ready to go. Then I get off work, you know, for Thursday or my Mondays, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm like, ugh. You know, I'm especially not excited for it because I'm basically going to be working until fucking next Friday. So I'm work today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oh my god, 9 fucking days in a row. I'm working 9 days in a row, my dude. Bruh. Why? I'm not excited about that. That's gonna suck a lot, dick. Yeah. I'm gonna be like drained by the time I like, be done with it. At least I'll have like a day of rest before, well, I guess like a day and a half of resting and, relaxing before I actually like leave. So there's at least that. So I guess I ain't gonna be all shitty. It's not like, the very next day after work I have to like leave. So at least it'll give me enough time to make sure that I, got all my shit ready to go and don't have to really worry about it. Yeah, that dog is a little silly thing. Just a silly little schmoof. Schmoof? I don't even think that's a word. Oh, there we go. These are some really nice, fat, dinky looking buds. I love it. It's beautiful. It's bloody beautiful. There we go. Now to fill the rest of this one. Oops. There we go. Can't pick the little buds out of this so I can grind those up. There we go. But hey, beautiful shake. Excelente. I don't have to grind anything. At least yet. Nice. I like when bud has like a little bit of shake going on in it. I don't have to really not worry about grinding a fucking lick of a dick. It's nice. Alright, so where's the other lid for this one? Oh, there it is. Some napkins I can move over here actually, and what the fuck is this? Well, it's probably just some statement bullshit. I don't really need that. Kind of clean this little space up at least a smidge. Alright. That's those down. There we go. Okay, whatever, fuck you too. There we go. Actually, let's recycle too, so I can recycle kind of all these in one little spot. There we go. Yeah, right over there too. There we go. Kind of tidies up the space a bit. Sweet. Alrighty, sweet.
Nerds, get out.
Cool. Now let's get my space all kind of cleared out a little bit. Let's just a smidge. What'll be going on for like news today? If not news, then not at least anything interesting. I guess I can see. Like Vacha's thumbnail will go away? What the hell? This is interesting. What happened to Vacha's like little thumbnail? It's missing. It's just a gray background and a V. He's just a little like, letter icon. What, did he get rid of his thumbnail? That's strange. I guess it's gonna be kind of weird when I see his shit and I just see that little weird gray V. I'm just like, what the hell? Who's this? Who's this again? Oh yeah, it's that Vosh fella. It's that fella everyone knows about and talks about. Looks like Ultimatum released a new video where he's in London talking to like Palestinian and Israeli protesters. Oh boy. I think I'll probably pass on that one. It's like, it's just same shit, different day with that, but, you know, shit gets worse, so it's like... And if anything, I'm kind of saving up my battery on that one for Texas, because I have a strong feeling that's going to come up while I'm down there. I already have a feeling that when I go to Texas, you know, next weekend, I already can have a feeling that there might be like a tinge of politics discussed. So maybe not like, you know, right when I get there or like, you know, the next day, but I guarantee you, like on one of the days I'm there, you know, before, you know, like leaving or some shit, something's gonna get brought up. They're, you know, I have a feeling they're gonna probably ask about what's going on with like Portland. You know, is it actually the liberal, lawless wasteland that it, you know, they think it is or something? You know, all this just silly fucking shit. And it's just one of those things where I, I mean, you know, I got no problem with it, but I have to, like, tiptoe around it, you know, at least when it comes to verbiage. Because if I, you know, like, if I say, like, well, shit, or something like that, you know, they're gonna just get all butthurt and be like, oh, don't be saying such vulgarity. And that's really gonna just annoy the fuck out of me. So, I'm not exactly, you know, ready to deal with that shit. Because I honestly, a part of me is just gonna be blunt and be like, look, if I say a swear every now and then, that's just like, that's just kind of what it is sometimes. I mean, if I get super excessive about it, then sure, remind me. But if I say it like once every now and then, like every like 5 minutes or something like that, it's not a big deal. Don't get out my grill about it. You know, so it's like, you know, if they, you know, start popping off just because I say it once or something, it's just like, hey, look, you know, I'm more laissez-faire about my, you know, use of the English language because I'm not afraid of words. So, I mean, if I get excessive with it, then, you know, call me on it. But if I say it once or twice every now and then to, like, you know, like, be more expressive about a point or something, it's like, I mean, I don't know, grow up. It's just one of those things where it will just definitely kind of annoy me. Because my mom will do that sometimes to me too, where I'll, like, you know, kind of get a little, you know, excessive about it, but it's just like, at least with her I can be a little more chill about it, but, or at least she is, and I'm just like, look, I mean, I just do it sometimes, and what the fuck you want? So, I just already know that's probably going to be a thing, and then they're just an invocation of God and all this other shit's just going to get really excessive. Because honestly, I'm just going to straight tell them, like, you know, like, look, I ain't no Christian. I don't believe in that. Like, so any invocation of that means nothing to me and is pointless. Like, I'm just gonna write it off because it doesn't have much value to me. If you want to, like, say, because of my beliefs, I believe in this, or I believe this way, that's one thing. But if you're like, well, God says so, I don't care. What the fuck do you say? Like, I mean, that's the issue. Like, and I know there's just gonna be that. I'm just kind of partly dreading that. I mean, luckily, it's like, I mean, politics isn't like a constant thing with my folks down there whenever I'm down there. And honestly, like, there are some family members that are actually really chill about it. But, I mean, you know, I just kind of feel like they still kind of see me as like, oh, well, you still haven't learned everything yet. And it's like, oh my god. So I'll have to kind of let them know. It's like, look, I mean, I know shit. I mean, I might know different stuff, you know, because I'm of a different generation, so to speak, but I know shit, and honestly, what I know is more applicable, you know, to the current world. So maybe there are some stuff that, you know, are worth considering what I have to say. You don't have to totally agree with it, but at least fucking, you know, hear me out. You know, honestly, especially when it comes to the whole, like, vulgarity thing, I'm just gonna point to, like, you know, multiple people in the Republican Party being vulgar as hell. It's like, half the people you support are very vulgar and sleazy, and a bunch of sleaze bags, so, like, I mean, that's not exactly a point. Honestly, the one thing that I really hope comes up as a topic if politics do come up is really like woke shit. Like, I kind of want to know like what type of woke stuff, you know, they're kind of harping about, if any of them are, like, you know. And I mean, like, and honestly, one topic I really hope doesn't come up, but I have a really strong guarantee that it will, is probably the Israel-Palestine thing. And I just, like, and I just kind of hope that, you know, like, at least some of my family members down there, their perspective is at least more of the centrist mind, you know, but I guess I don't know what to expect. That's why I worry about that topic, you know, because I don't exactly know if that's, like, something that is going to, like, you know, be where there's at least, you know, some sort of agreement, or if they're just unapologetically Zionist about it, because I know they're at least, you know, somewhat Zionistic. You know, I just don't know how far down that fucking Kool-Aid they're in. And I'm just gonna be frank with him on that one. Like, I'm just be like, look, you know, groups, organization, all that shit aside, politics aside, like, I mean, you know, innocent people dying, kids and children dying, and this, you know, ancient holy claimant, you know, to land, you know, doesn't mean anything, honestly, as far as I'm concerned, outside of destruction and, you know, more, you know, like, you know, spreading of antagonisms and death, like, and more like acceleration towards war and rumors of war. So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, even if you do think at the end of the day there's like some sort of a holy state there, you know, if these fucking people really want to like achieve like such a goal, like, I would argue that, like, collaboration and peace and diplomacy is probably the quickest way to get to that. So, you know, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's, like, I just know that topic's just gonna be rough. I mean, I hope not, but again, I just don't know what to expect. I don't exactly expect them to be like bleeding heart, you know, free Palestine motherfuckers. I don't expect that. I'm definitely going to be the outlier on that one. But, I mean, hopefully they could probably, you know, see merits to an idea of at least a ceasefire or peace and shit. At least, you know, the bare fucking minimum. You know, if they can at least, you know, agree to the bare minimum, then, you know, I'll accept that. Because I guess at this point, that's really about as best you can expect from, you know, different people, you know, at least if they might be moderately, like, conservative or centrist, you know, or something like that. Because, you know, because, like, if they're at least, like, kind of, like, you know, softly, maybe on, like, one side or the other about it, like, I mean, they're a little bit more willing to be having an open mind about, you know, the broader situation. So, I'm thinking, you know, hopefully they'll probably at least, you know, be chill about it. And I at least know for some of my folks, or, you know, that are down south, like, some of them tend to be genuinely fairly apolitical outside of just family gossip or family conversation. So, like, I imagine some of them at least probably barely know what the fuck is going on outside of, like, oh yeah, Hamas did a thing, so fuck them up or something, you know. So, like, it's one of those things where, you know, there might just be straight up ignorance too, where they just don't know, like, all the details or haven't been caught up on what's happening. So it's one of those things where, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I definitely at least, kind of hope to, at least bond with my cousin a little more, at least, because I at least find talking politics with them to be a lot more chill, because at least with one of them, he, is like, I mean, he really is like your stereotypical kind of like country bumpkin kid, but like, he's also like someone who's like, really like legit, like kind of like a working hard, like, blue collar, working class kind of guy. Like, I think he's like a metal worker for the most part. Like, and has his own, like, metal machining company or something like that. So, I mean, it's like, I mean, it's not like, he's a full moron. I mean, he's legit a very smart person. But when it comes to, like, philosophy or politics, he just knows jack shit. He doesn't really know much. Because I remember talking politics with him about, like, labor and unions and stuff, and he was like, it's like, I kind of find it fascinating, but I will be honest, I don't understand half the fucking words you said. I'm just like, well, hey, I'm definitely more than happy to teach you about it. And I was saying, well, what at least did you understand? It's like, well, I understood, like, the whole idea of, like, labor and, getting together and stuff, and, average people, and, having better wages and that, and unions and stuff, but everything else in between all that just kind of flew over my head a bit. I'm just like, well, at least you kind of have a basic grasp of the idea, so you're at least, got to start. So hopefully, it's one of those things where, like, that there can at least, be a little bit more of a productive conversation with that, because, I mean, there tends to be, at least for me, a little bit more of a chiller back and forth. Not as much, like, kind of, like, tension or, like, having to walk on eggshells, so to speak. Because, I mean, they're a little older than me. They're, like, about at least, like, a decade-ish, give or take, older than I am. So, like, in their mid-30s, early 30s, about, depending. And, so they're, a little bit more laissez-faire about some stuff. Even one of my cousins who's in ROTC and shit like that, like, I mean, he's even okay with, like, kind of like ska music, weed culture and shit like that, but doesn't do it himself. He just appreciates it and enjoys it. So, I don't know, like, make that work out. I'm assuming if he wasn't in the military, he probably would, to be honest. But because he is, I think he, kind of keeps the principle of, like, kind of staying clean edge, at least when it comes to stuff like that. Though I'll see him go down, like, fucking, like, middle of lights, like, no tomorrow, though. Like, that dude can, like, like a stereotypical Southern bowl, like, he can down, like, a 12-pack and not be affected by it at all. So, I mean, like, I mean, he's got that on lock. Works it out pretty quickly, too, from what I understand. Like, he'll have a few, do, like, a big old run. He'll come back all nice and sweaty and pop another couple, and it doesn't affect him. It's just like, it's almost like literal water to him, basically. So, at least, when it comes to my cousins, I'm definitely a little more eager, to hang out with them a little bit. I definitely want to see if I can go, minimal, at least hunting to some degree with my cousin that has his ranch. Because if I can, that would be pretty fucking dope. Because I know every now and then they have issues with boars and wild hogs and shit. And I think that would be pretty cool to, hunt with them, a few of those bad boys. So you can find a big sucker. Because boars, especially in the South, like in Texas place, like wild hogs and boars, like they tend to be like genuine like problems. Like, where if the population gets too out of control, like they fucking breed like rabbits, and they are also kind of a threat to an extent. Like when it comes to agriculture, cattle lands, stuff like that. So they're not exactly very friendly when it comes to like agricultural production and shit like that. So, and they can be very aggressive, especially when they're in herds. Then they feel a lot more emboldened to potentially gore you and fuck you up. Like, cause I've seen videos of like, people like getting chased by these fucking things while they're taking pot shots while running away. Like it's like some battlefield and they're getting like, fucking like mass charged or some shit. It's kind of fucking crazy. I'm just like, holy shit. It's like, I could see why 30-round magazines especially matter, because when you got like 20 fucking hogs running at you in various different directions, you're gonna want a 30-round, if not more, on your ass. because you're going to miss a few rounds. Like, you're going to want to make sure that you have a few just in case you miss, because you will. And, you know, so, and of course, all of them being Texans, they got basically the equivalent of a fucking armory. So, I mean, collectively together, like, I mean, all of them individually only have, like, I think, like, 3 or something, you know, guns. Like, I think, you know, 3 to 4 each, give or take. But if you add all that together, that's basically a small army's worth. So, I mean, you know, at least, like, a battalion's worth right there. Probably at least, like, 30-something guns or some shit. So, it's just, like, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, it's definitely, like, they got a lot. So, definitely no shortage. I definitely want to, you know, mess with my cousin's AK, though. Got a different style, but I really want to try it. It's more to the true form of the original AKM, and I really want to try that one. Where'd my music go? Music! Music! There we go. Let's see what little things are happening. Any little news or any little fun things for tonight? Whoa. Dolphins with thumbs spotted in Greek waters with thumbs? Bullshit. I want to call those thumbs. But yeah, they're like growing another fin. Oh shit, dude, they're fucking evolving. Dude, those little baby fins are gonna be used as a way to grab on to shit, dude. Oh fuck, bro. Dude, the dolphin civilization's on the rise. Oh shit, bro. The dolphin civilization. Yo, how do I share? Dude, I gotta share that. That's actually kind of fucking whack, bro. Dude, the dolphin civilization is on the rise. Okay, can I not share it? I guess I could repost it. God damn it. I want to actually share the post, though. Researchers at the Pelagios Cetacean Research Institute spotted a dolphin this summer swimming in Greece's Gulf of Corinth. With each of its fins featuring hook-like appendage. According to Life Science Institute President Alexandros Francis, said it was the first time this flipper morphology has been spotted in researchers' 30 years of monitoring dolphins in and around Greece. Francis says the dolphin stump development could be genetic and a result of inbreeding. Oh, really? Oh, damn. So, dude, the dolphin civilization is going to be like, hey, guys, what's up, y'all, bear? I need a goddamn bear. Tell you what, brother. Like, oh, God, they're a bunch of hillbilly inbred redneck dolphins. Oh, God. Didn't appear to hinder the dolphin, according to Indian Hunter, as to swimming, jumping, and keeping up with everybody else, and blah, blah, blah. So, like, I guess because of possible inbreeding, that's likely the reason why they're, you know, got the extra appendages. Well, I mean, it doesn't seem like, you know, I don't know. I doubt it's due to inbreeding. I wouldn't believe it, personally. What's up, dog? What's up? What's up, baby? Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. At least I got more food for you. Is that what you want? Is you hungry, boy? There you go. You still have water, so. Yep, it was the food. We went right out to it. Silly bubby. Oh, shit. Here, I want to say something real quick. Oop. Ah, fucking charger, get back here. I was trying to keep that from falling. There we go. Have it just hang out right there. There we go. Cool. What is with you, doggo? You're like taking some food and then you're just like kind of like moving away from the food bowl and then eating it. He's such a goof. He's such an adorable, silly little goof. And there's like straight not really fuck all on the on YouTube at all. When it comes to like bullshit, I gotta love it. Got to fucking love it. Man, that Walter Aston video keeps getting recommended though. It's like YouTube really wants me to watch that, I guess. I just have a feeling that that's just gonna be again just like kind of the same roast shit. We're gonna hear like people on the pro-Israeli side be unhinged as fuck, and then like, you know, people on the pro-Palestinian side being rational and being reasonable, normal human beings. It's just like I'm sure it's got its value of entertainment, but it's like, I don't know about that. Let's see what other things are happening. Is there anything else besides that video that straight up keeps wanting to, like, you know, get recommended to me? Let's see. What are you doing over there, little goofball dog? Hey, you. What are you doing? You silly thing. You mean Jekyll's furious if I was should be governor of a satanic display? Oh, well, we've seen that on DFF. As much as I would want to watch that, I already saw it, so it's like, you don't need to react to that twice. Man, No, wait, hold on. I think I might have found a little something here. What the fuck is this about? Conservative loses over ugly Taylor Swift. Wait, what? Wait a minute. Are they honestly trying to say that Taylor Swift is ugly? Are they living under a fucking rock? I mean, say what you want about her music or whatever the fuck. You know, like, I'm not a big fan of her music. I don't care for it. But she's got artistic talent. She's actually kind of based, you know, politically. So I like her. And honestly, she's drop dead gorgeous. So what is with these fucking weird ass, like, conservatives and these, like, you know, limousine liberals trying to make these weird pot shots at obviously attractive people saying, you're ugly? Like, there was that piece of shit trying to, like, you know, say that Elon Omar was ugly, you know, and now conservatives are trying to say Taylor Swift's ugly. It's like, y'all can't say that about people who are just overtly just attractive, regardless of what the fuck you think about them. Like, I'm just sorry. Like, that's just ridiculous. I mean, like... I'm honestly kind of surprised by just the level of just absurdity and unrealistic fucking bullshit that they're willing to go to. Like, if they're... I don't know, like, I'll process, you know, this fucking, like, you know, why can't conservatives just do this, you know, thing here, you know, while we gotta delve into it, why not? Alright, guys, here we go. Yes, Kyle, yes. Lay down those beautiful details. Good old Kyle. Good old Kyle. Yes. Were you just having a throwback with, like, the 2000, like, 10 to 2013 era Kyle Kalinske with, like, the bookshelf era? Because I think that's what we're going on with right here.
Oftentimes, some figures on the right pick a fight with people they shouldn't. Okay, there's some groups you don't want to piss off online. The Beyonce fans, what do they call them, the Beehive. Taylor Swift fans, or as they're called, Swifties. These are not people you want to start some stuff with. Why? They are vicious, and there are many of them. Okay, so for whatever reason, man, the right has now turned on Taylor Swift. They hate Taylor.
So what if you're a fan of both? Are you like a Swiftie Beehive or a Beehive Swiftie? I kind of like Swiftie Beehive. That kind of rings off the tongue better.
The reasons why they hate her are so weird. Like, what, she got a bunch of young girls to register to vote? Like, they hate that. Why? Because, look.
It's young people voting?
Honestly, it actually does make sense. Because they don't want young Taylor Swift fans to vote because they know they're almost all going to vote Democrat. Right?
You might have, like, 2 or 3 of them that might vote Republican because they're goofballs, but, like, the rest of them are pretty much going to vote, like, Democrat likely. Or at least maybe even third party or independent. But definitely not Republican.
Virtue of the demographics. Young women. And so they hate her for that. I don't know why they hate her for dating the Travis Kelce dude. I don't know. Megyn Kelly was just going after her because she went to a comedy show where the guy was raising money for Gaza. And so now Megyn Kelly's basically going around saying, you know, she needs to apologize to Jewish people. Yeah, these people are such goofballs.
Wait, so she went to a fundraiser for fucking, like, you know, Gaza and shit that this guy was doing, and this one, Megyn Kelly, the fucking grandiose bitch of Fox, was just like, you need to apologize to Jews, how dare you? Like, bitch, you do realize there's also Jewish people that are, like, you know, fundraising for Gaza and are anti-Zionist and are against, you know, the apartheid that Israel's doing, right? Like, excuse me?
But anyway, Charlie Kirk picked a fight here.
Like, man, these motherfuckers ain't gotta apologize for shit. It's just ridiculous. Like, the idea that these motherfuckers, you know, need to apologize for anything is just absurd and silly.
Viciously gonna go after Taylor Swift. Watch this.
I don't like Taylor Swift at all. And
well, I'm not a fan of her music, you know, but who gives a fuck? I mean, wow. Like, I don't like her. Like, oh my god, do you want a medal?
Those guys do. Well, isn't that the real topic, right? But that's kind of the real topic, and I feel as if she's being forced upon our culture, like it's this Taylor Swift colonizing effort.
Taylor...
What? Forced upon our culture, it's like a Taylor Swift colonization effort? Huh? Bitch, do you realize that Taylor Swift has been a thing since I was in middle school? For at least over a decade, if not more. Like, you know what? How long has she been active? Hold on. I actually want to look this up. How long has she been active? She's been active since I was growing up, dude. So you should have been around since, like, the 2000s. At least, dude. Like, I want to fucking look... I'm fucking looking this up. Dog. Doggo! Thank you. Damn it! Well, she's 34, so born in 1989. Where's her wiki page? She has a wiki page, right? There we go. How long has she been active? Okay, she's been active... Yeah, well, yeah, since the 2000s, since 2004. Yeah, because I fucking was growing up listening to this shit on the radio and stuff all the time. But yeah, she's been around since 2004, so that makes sense. When was her, like, first big release? Wait, hold on, wait. I thought I saw something, like, that said 2007, or 2002. But no, it was 2022, okay. But, discography, when was her first shit? 2006, I guess. Life career, sure. Yeah, whatever. Who cares about your life? Alright, oh wait, 2003, her parents started working with New York-based town manager. Graduated a year early, damn. Career beginnings, her first album, so... Yeah, so it looks like, you know, she got her start, like, you know, technically around, like, 2005 or 6, but it's been, you know, doing her thing since 2004, if not, maybe even 2003 to an extent.
Colonizing effort. I got news for you. Of all the things that are forced on our culture, she is, like, at the dead bottom of the list.
I mean, if anything, she was probably shoved, you know, in the cultural zeitgeist in the 2000s. Like, they're a little late on this. Like, this idea that, like, Taylor Swift's being forced on us or something. Yeah, back in, like, 2008, like, when she was first popping off and first, you know, getting success, you know, or at least, you know, on the road to, you know, leading up to the success she has now. But, like, you know, in 2023... You know, honestly, I just realized, goddamn fucking 20 years later, basically, 19-something years fucking later, like, now she's suddenly being pushed into the zeitgeist in her fucking 19-something year career. I'm like, fuck off. Give me a break, dude. Like, if you're gonna say she's being forced on the culture, at least make it make fucking sense. Like, oh yeah, she's been around for a long time and stuff, and it's kind of been a part of culture, but, you know, recently it's taken a change, and now she's really being shoved down us because of this whole agenda of the woke or something. Like, you could at least made it make something worth the fuck, you know, for sense, but, no, you didn't, because you're a fucking idiot, Charlie Kirk. You're too much of a dense fucking moron.
Organically loved. She's like the all-American girl. Right? The all-American girl, great singer, great entertainer, been famous for a really long time. It's the least forced thing I've ever seen. You know what's more forced? TPUSA, the organization that Charlie Kirk runs, which is funded by billionaires and forced on people to pretend like, bro, young people are actually turning really conservative, bro. They're turning really conservative, bro. I'm not funded to say this, bro.
Not a Taylor Swift fan. She's a narcissist. I don't think that she's very talented.
She's nasty. She's ugly. Nobody...
Who's more talented?
She's nasty. She's ugly. It's like... Bitch. Like... It's this guy saying it. It's like, you're one to talk, my dude. Your side profile that I got going on right here to COS is not doing you any favors. You're one to fucking talk there, my dude. You nasty-ass, weird, degenerate-looking motherfucker. Like, and, you know, when it comes to looks, in attractiveness compared to Taylor Swift or you're one ugly motherfucker. So, I mean, you know, you're not really that ugly in a vacuum, but I mean, realistically here, if we're gonna compare you to Taylor Swift, you're basically a slob of shit.
Kirk or Taylor Swift. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I rest my case.
Sir,
Nobody likes her.
She's like a teenage boy.
Nobody likes her. Then why is she so successful? Why does she have so many fans? Why does she have so many fans? The whole community of her fans are literally called Swifties. Like, what are you talking about? I don't even really like her music that much. I don't care for it. I mean, but even I can recognize talent. I can recognize, you know, a talented person and an artist and shit, and recognize the success, you know, where I see it. And she's got that shit. So it's like, it might not be my flavor of music and shit and stuff, but hey, she's still got it. So, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no one likes her. Like, even I, you know, don't like her. You know, it's like, I also don't love her either, you know. Like, you know, or whatever the fuck. I'm neutral. Like, I'm literally impartial with her. Like, I don't care one way or the other about her. She's kind of cool in some parts, not the, you know, music that I'm into. You know, whatever, you know, I don't care. Like, I mean, I don't really give a fuck about her one way or the other. I just find it so fucking silly that these people have to find a fucking way to, like, you know, talk shit about her. Over what? Because, like, she encouraged people to vote, like, a couple months back. And then, like, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of fucking people, like, the very fucking next day decide to vote. Like, I mean, it's literally, like, I mean, you can literally see the, like, the data of, like, you know, polling registration numbers, like, you know, from before she did that to after, and it literally goes, boop, it spikes pretty significantly. So, I mean, I guarantee you it's literally just because of that. And the whole idea of her visiting and joining a part of a Gaza fundraiser show or something like that, you know, with another artist, you know, because she happens to be kind of progressive leaning. You know, I don't know what her politics are, but at the very least, it's probably like liberal progressive and at least genuinely principled in that way. So, I mean, at least politically, I'm sure her and I would get along, you know, like, you know, peaches and cream, right? Like, but at the end of the day, like, whatever. I mean, you know, I don't really care one way or the other. I mean, she seems cool. I'm sure her and I would get along just fine. But at the end of the day, like, who gives a fuck? She's just a person who's an artist that's very successful and has been very successful because of said art. Like, and a lot of fucking people like it. You literally can't say that no one likes her. You can say that you don't like her, but to say that no one likes her is fucking stupid.
Dudes don't like her. Like, if you put her in front of, like...
Bullshit. Like, example A, me. I don't, like, you know, like her in a sense of like, oh, she's just so fucking amazing, I love her. But I also don't dislike her. Like, you know, like, I mean, so what the fuck? What do you mean? Like, I mean, honestly, there are some aspects I do kind of like about her. So, I mean, like, so that's just wrong. I mean, you know, like I said, not a big fan of the music, you know, I like her when it comes to some of her politics, at least what I do know of her politically, and so whatever. I mean, I don't really care one way or another about her. But either way, like, I'm example A, at least, of a dude who, you know, obviously doesn't dislike her. Like, I don't hate her or dislike her at all. Again, I'm at least neutral, or at least neutrally positive about her.
Ugly.
That's true. Yeah. Does Taylor Swift have any eggs left?
This dude...
That is the creepiest thing I have just fucking heard. That was just so fucking creepy. She was born in 1989. She's like 34 years old or some shit? Is that what it said? Is that what it said in here? Right? Yeah, 34, yeah. Oh, she actually, wait. Oh, yesterday was her birthday. She actually just recently turned 34. Yeah, she turned 34 yesterday, so she had a birthday. Is that why they're talking about her? Because, you know, she just recently had a birthday, so she's kind of on the news or something like that. I mean, so, yeah, so she's just recently turned 34. So, why am I even entertaining that? Like, that is just so fucking creepy, so sexist, just gross, and fucking just creepy. That's just creepy, dude. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure Kyle doesn't say anything about that. I don't think he heard it, or at least I don't think it actually registered in his brain yet.
Who looks like a fat cop with a donut from a 1982 buddy comedy cop movie is saying Taylor Swift is ugly. Homie, you look like you just rolled out of a ditch. You look like you wake up and pound 4 millimeters for lights in the morning. You look like you smoke Marlboro Reds.
Oh my god, dude, so simple, but goddamn is that brutal. Oh, dude, holy shit.
You talking about Taylor Swift and how she's unattractive?
You look like you smoke Marlboro Reds. Dude, I already laughed hard enough, Kyle, yesterday. Don't make me do it again. Oh no, oh my god. Oh fuck, dude.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
I don't think she's ugly. I don't
You look like you smoke Marlboro Reds.
What did it start with?
You mean like bitter, angry women, and that's
Like
Taylor Swift.
like librarian, like your work.
Taylor Swift is angry and bitter? What? Huh? Every time I see pictures of her, she literally looks like the most, like, biggest ray of, like, biggest ball of sunshine, basically. Like, where she's, like, happy, you know, and all this sort of shit. I mean, huh? And a librarian? I mean, okay, maybe a little bit. I mean, I guess she kind of has a little bit of a librarian aesthetic, but, I mean, she actually has more of a teacher aesthetic more than a librarian, but whatever. I mean, I guess, either way, like, that's still off the ball. Like, they're trying to fuck on to Taylor Swift, but every time they try to say something about her as, like, a dog on her, it doesn't make sense, or it's just stupid, and obviously sexist. It's just dumb. It just usually falls flat, or it's just straight creepy. Like, why did Charlie Kirk say, it's like, oh, does she have any eggs left? Why in the fuck did that come out of his mouth, man? Like, why did he say that? Like, that's just fucking creepy, dude.
Teacher you had, feminine.
Bitter, angry women. Bitter, angry women is the accusation from the world's most obvious bitter, angry men.
That's Taylor Swift feminism. If I got dragged to one Taylor Swift concert, I will never go back. I was in the very back. It was awful. It was all women and gays. That was it. And I was...
It's all women and gays. So, if it was all women and gays and you were one of the other men that were there, doesn't that make you one of the gays?
I want to be dead right now.
Because most of her fans are miserable.
They're all
She's
grew
an
up in the emo
incredibly
era.
unhappy person
people love-
because she
people love
knows
that
that her
unhappy
body count is what it is. Her body count will have...
Body count? Dude, I know what they're... Okay, you know, honestly, my first gut instinct was thinking, wait, she kill people? But no, it's because, oh, she sings songs about, you know, really bad exes and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so it's, yeah, so she has a high body count because she's a slut. Like, I mean, give me a fucking break, dude. I hate these weird incel manosphere fucking freaks, dude, with their stupid fucking, like, terminology of delusional bullshit.
Museum and galleria dedicated to it.
Her body, how do you know how many people she's had sex with? What are you talking about?
It's delusional insanity. Like, they want to, like, you know, just have this presumptuous idea about what, like, you know, who and, like, what women are like. And if they act a certain way, then they must just be some angry, bitter slut whore that, you know, has a high body count and it's just some woke fucking, mind virused out fucking, crazy communist or some shit that's out to destroy men or something in, like, white Western civilization. Like, that's what they fucking think. These people are psychotic and insane. They don't have any real, like, attachment to reality. They really need to be institutionalized and given, some serious fucking therapy, honestly. And then, once they figure their own fucking shit out with enough goddamn therapy, then they can go out and back, in public, and hopefully they can actually, conduct themselves in a proper fucking manner, and then they can get laid. Then they can see what they've been missing out on the entire time. But first they need to, like, be corrected.
End of her career.
I would take Free Britney, Crazy Free Britney, over liar Taylor Swift, who sets up her whole life where she's not like a real person.
What? Both of them are real people. They have different backgrounds. Like, Britney Spears, like, broke down because of a bunch of paparazzis, like, harassing her and stalking her and following her wherever the fuck she went, and she had a breakdown over it. And then her dad basically, forced dependence on her, and basically, after all these years now, after, being, like, rehabilitating, therapy and eventually, getting her shit together, now wants to be independent again, and, that's a whole fucking different ball of wax, my dude. Like, they're both genuine people. They just had different backgrounds and upbringings and shit that happened to them. And also, like, Britney Spears is older and, like, has had a longer career, at least in comparison to Swift. Like, so what the fuck are you talking about? Like, huh?
Leading an army of women over a cliff against all of us.
I totally understand her.
All of us? Who's us? Who's us there, bud? What are you saying there? See what I mean? Like, oh, this is just literally about, like, a certain idea of what, women are. If they act a certain way, then they're just there to destroy white, male, masculine civilization and instill, like, diverse, communist, like, equality, liberal, woke, feminist inclusion and all sort of bullshit. That's what they fucking think. He just kind of, fucking, spilt the beans of it right there. It's like, oh, it's all these women, just convincing other women to march all these men off a cliff. So what are they going to do with us? You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, it kind of, kind of saying the game out loud, aren't you?
Stands me. I love Taylor Swift.
She
and her
does
music.
it. She makes money off of you.
She does make it.
Probably hates you.
She doesn't dress well at all. I mean, she dresses like super revealing. What?
Yup.
No, she doesn't. Like, I mean, I've seen plenty of pictures of her and shit, and yeah, no, she's not, like, super revealing. She might not necessarily be the most modest person ever, but she's definitely not immodest at all. Like, yeah, she might, like, have a little cleavage, cleavage. She might have, like, a spaghetti strap on or something like that. She might have a skirt that goes, like, a little bit above her fucking knees. Like, but she ain't, like, fucking wearing some, like, goddamn, like, nipple tape or, like, G-string out and on stage. Like, what the fuck you talking about, you stupid bitch? You fucking dwarf-faced, like, goddamn Megamind head-looking fuck.
Charlie Kirk. You're Charlie Kirk.
What is virtuous about her for young women to glean? Like, date as many men as possible, complain all the time, ruin men's lives.
Complain all the time? I never heard.
The fuck is he even saying? Date as many men as possible, make their lives miserable, and just bitch all the time? Dude, that says more about you and your relationships more than it says about society, my dude. Like, I mean, you know what? You wanna know why they're probably bitching all the time? It's because you probably fucking suck. And you're not, being an adequate fucking partner to them. Maybe that could be it. Instead of actually probably communicating these things back and forth to that person, you just want to, like, be presumptuous, be like, oh, she's just a harpy woman. Women, am I right? It's like, give me a fucking break. Oh, yeah, the idea of having introspection. Yeah, nah, fuck that.
You're complaining about dick. Your whole show is built on complaining. This is supposed to be a political show. They went on a literal 22-minute rant about how Taylor Swift is ugly and destroying the country. You're gonna want other people complaining? Oh my god.
She hasn't started a family. She's
Yeah, I
in her
mean, you have no
mid-30s.
kids. Like, it's a
She can play
terrible role
basic
model. 43 up. If young
Who
women-
gives a fuck if she doesn't have kids? That's her goddamn decision. Like, fuck off. Like, these people's weird obsession, you know, like, conservatives' obsession about, like, women having children and, like, having, like, literally endless babies and shit is just so fucking disturbing and creepy to me. Like, it's like, oh, women ought to just, like, you know, get married, settle down, and just, like, you know, breed. Because they're nothing more than a brood mare that is just going to, like, you know, be, you know, there just for, like, you know, getting fucked and bred like cattle. Like, that's basically just, like, what they fucking think. And it's like, no, like, women have their own fucking autonomy. They have their own rights. They have their own, they're a human fucking being, just like you son of a bitch. It's like, so this idea that, like, oh, they ought to just, like, know their place. Like, you know your fucking place, you piece of shit, you chauvinistic motherfucker. You know, it's like, if you want to tell them no, their place, so why don't you know your fucking place, bitch? How about them apples? How about we, you know, make this a two-way street instead of a one-way, motherfucker?
dressing sluttier because of Taylor Swift, which...
Oh my god, the fucking depravity. She's wearing, like, one of those, like, you know, I don't know what tops those are called. Well, and she's wearing, like, a latex onesie outfit thing, which just looks pretty sexy, I will admit. But whatever. I mean, she's strutting her shit. She's, you know, rocking her shit. Slay queen, you know what I'm saying? And she's also looking kind of modest here. Like, the one on the far left, she looks relatively modest. Like, semi-modest, and then a little sexy-like. I mean, it's like, the fuck? What's wrong with any of these fucking pictures? There's nothing wrong with any of them.
Their life.
Look, they're giving away the game here, right? The game is shut up and get in the kitchen. That's the game. Oh, she's not
Of course it
married.
is.
She doesn't have kids, bro. This is unacceptable, bro. So just say it. You love 1952. You want a woman who's forced to be in the kitchen and forced to pop pills or drink vodka all day to cope with the sad existence that your dumbass is coming home to her later in the day and she's got to cook for you and clean for you.
And also, I like it, you know, in the 50s, because also them damn blacks were segregated from the whites, so I don't have to see them all the time because, you know, us conservatives believe in 1350 shit, so, you know, you don't want to go on the other side of the rail lines, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, yeah, Charlie Kirk literally wants, like, the racist, you know, white, you know, nuclear family 1950s, you know, like, culture and shit. When it came to, like, you know, the upper middle class, like, white family. You know, because those motherfuckers had it nice and good and shit. And that was like a very tiny minority of the fucking, you know, population in America at the time. But got heavily pushed, especially in, you know, corporate America for bullshit ads and all that other shit. And it just became like, you know, the big, you know, traditional like, oh, this is just how it is. Even though it ain't. Like, I mean, there's a lot of elements about the fucking 50s that were way fucking different in comparison to that. I mean, a lot of things about rockabilly, greasers, you know, hot rods, and, like, rat rods and shit came from the 50s. Like, blues, you know, came from the fucking 50s. A lot of various different, expansion and diverse, inclusion of different, like, you know, cultures of food and music really started to blend together. Rock and roll, rockabilly, you know, like the early days of, like, you know, hard rock and shit, you know, kind of came from that era. Like, there's a lot of different things about the fucking 50s that these motherfuckers look at as, like, degeneracy, but, you know, they wouldn't have the fucking shit that they have today without it. Like, these motherfuckers wouldn't have dick, you know, to ride on, you know, without that fucking shit that they disdained, you know, even though, like, it, you know, they want to go to that fucking era. You know what, when it came to the greasers and the youth, you know, during the 50s at that time, they were saying same shit then as they were now. Like, they were saying they're just a bunch of lazy greaseball, you know, degenerates, and a bunch of them might be a little queer and shit, I tell you. You know, it's like, you know, I think some of them might be a little faggy, and, you know, some of them might even, you know, be intermingling with the blacks, I say. You know, it's like, I mean, it's like they do this shit. I mean, it's like, it's literally the same shit, different day, you know, when it comes to these motherfuckers. It's like, pick your era, and it's like, you know, the specific groups that they might hit might be different. You know, the verbiage might be a little different, but all in all, it comes from the same fucking place, and it's the same fucking shit.
Say it. I want you relegated to that role, and that's the end of the conversation. How could you have this much animus and hatred towards a singer who's not bothering anybody and just making music that millions and millions of people love? I don't understand.
Like when women dress like this,
I don't know.
100%. I'm telling you, it's like I don't like. Why are you dressing like that, Taylor Swift?
I think it's worse.
You're dressed like a.
What's the problem here? This
Nothing.
looks like a costume during a concert. It's no different than like a bathing suit. Is a bathing suit too risque for Charlie Kirk? Like, what's the problem?
It is. You know, in his world, it is.
Problem with the way she? Oh, I can't do it.
That's not the issue.
Dude, Kyle's breaking down.
The issue with Taylor Swift is that she makes women hate everyone. Like, literally everything and everyone. Like,
What? Taylor Swift is not doing that. She doesn't literally hate everything and what? Honestly, these motherfuckers at this point are just projecting. They're projecting their vitriol, their hatred for humanity, their hatred for the planet, their hatred of society, their hatred of culture, their hatred of, you know, what's different. They're just like, you know, expressing their vitriol, their hatred, their animosity, and, you know, onto everything else, and saying, oh, well, they are all hateful, don't care about anything. It's like, you motherfuckers don't care about anything and are hateful of all sorts of shit, you fucks. Like, you're the motherfuckers that don't give a fuck and don't care about anything and are, like, very hateful against what's different and what you don't like, you know, what you disagree with. So it's like, give me a fucking break, man. I can't believe there really is, like, more to this fucking clip, dude.
all of her, like, the empowerment thing, again, it's the audience. You go to one of her concerts.
Oh, yeah, empowerment. You know, what's very fucking hateful, what makes you care about nothing. Empowerment. Oh, yeah, that. Are you fucking kidding me? The idea that, oh, hey, you know, I, as a music artist, want to make some music that, you know, might help empower people, mainly, maybe young women, you know, because I'm, you know, like, you know, a younger woman. It's like, well, I guess at this point she's more middle-aged, but still, point being, it's just like, I mean, it's like, oh, hey, you know, like, let me make some music that empowers people. It's like, where in that means that, like, oh, fuck everyone, fuck everything, I hate all this shit, you know, fuck the world, you know, let it all burn. It's like, there's nothing about that included in empowerment and shit. Like, that's just ridiculous. That is insane. You're all a bunch of fucking scumfucks and psychotic.
It's not like a family friendly. It's a strictly female.
Calling it a cult.
Cult, yeah, it's a cult. That's what it is.
These motherfuckers will call anything a cult, man. Dude, I remember when I was growing up, when I, like, first started getting into furries, or knowing what furries were. Dude, man, back in the day, these motherfuckers are calling, you know, that a cult. My mom, like, it's like, oh, this idea that, oh, if you're just into it, then you're just kind of into it. That sounds like a cult. It's like, no, I'm just legit into this style of art and this type of shit. Like, I mean, you can't really be, like, it's like, you can't really not get yourself, like, not into that shit. It's like, oh yeah, I'm into this. 5 months later, you know, I'm not into this. Fuck this shit. It's like, that's not really exactly how it works. I mean, I guess it depends on what it is, but if, like, in that way, not really. I mean, so it's, like, I don't know, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, you can't exactly just be like, nah, it changed my mind after initially thinking this is all cool. Nah. So it's like, that's not a cult, that's just an interest. Like, I mean, like, a cult means that you isolate yourself from society and, like, you know, basically, like, I mean, and also, like, you know, fall into a very specific doctrine and spiritual religious belief. Like, that's a cult. Like, a fandom or a community or, like, a hobby and shit and being heavily interested in that, or, like, you know, a nickname for, you know, fans of an artist like Taylor Swift or some shit, or for Swifties, that's not a cult. Like, I mean, that, oh my god, I hate these fucking pieces of shit, bro.
There's no men that really.
They're doing, like, the most cultish podcast of all time. They're like,
They really are.
bro, you see what they're doing? All this, like, female empowerment thing? They should do, like, female disempowerment. Have they thought of that? Have they thought of that?
Because, that'll actually make him, push nothing but meaningful, peaceful prosperity and stuff like that instead of evil hatred for everything and everyone. Yeah.
They just don't. Men fake enjoying Taylor Swift in
There's no
order
men
to
who
impress
enjoy
women.
Taylor Swift. That's correct.
There's not a single song of Taylor Swift's that you like. There's not a single song of Taylor Swift's that you like.
Honestly, I bet if I were to listen to some of her discography, I could find a song that I'd probably like. Like, honestly, like, I guarantee you, I myself, could probably find a song that I would like of hers. I mean, I'm sure I can't play one right now. I'm sure you two would be a little bit more harpy about that in comparison to a lot of stuff I do play. But, I bet, honestly, dead ass, I could find a song that I'd probably be like, alright, I kind of like it. So, I just kind of feel like that's stupid. Like, are you so close-minded you can't at least, find something to potentially be like, oh, this is actually not too bad. I kind of like this. It's okay. Not a fan of the entire artist, but this is my little one-off song that I can enjoy from them. You really can't have anything like that. You don't even have that.
Look, I hate to give credit to George Santos, but the other day he was on Cameo doing his thing. He was asked about his favorite Taylor Swift song. He said the song Trouble was a banger. And you know what? Then he sang it horribly. I will not make that mistake, but that song is a banger. She's got a bunch of them that are good. Jesus. This is like this fake macho man bullshit, bro. What the fuck?
Is a major reason why so many women are angry in America.
There's more women that enjoy the Chicago Bears game.
Do these people go outside? Do these people get like 550 cc's worth of grass injected into them? Because, I go to the bar pretty frequently on the weekends. Like, pretty much every weekend. And, yeah, guess what? There's women there. And, none of them are hateful, spiteful, or angry, or bitter, or anything. In fact, they all seem like they're all happy, enjoying themselves, and having a good time. Literally just like, wow, shocker, everyone else! Wow. I mean, it's like, who would have thought that could be a thing?
There's no redemption. She's a bad role model. She's not a...
These guys talking about, like, bro, she's making people angry. Your entire show, your entire existence is to rile up conservatives and get them pissed off about how liberals and Democrats are evil and they're demons and they're horrible and they're taking your country from you and you gotta stop them.
Because they're a bunch of woke, communistic, evil demons, I tell ya. I mean, like, at this point, it's just projection. Like, I mean, they have said nothing of actual value, when it comes to, like, anything that they can critique Taylor Swift on. Like, literally nothing. Like, it's just on the virtue of that, oh, she's ugly, she's just nasty, she just slut-like, she's not married and breeding and being a home, keeper and retiring and blah, blah, blah. She's not, like, they're just being bitter and bitching and projecting while claiming that she is, somehow galvanizing and empowering women to be bitter and angry themselves. It's like, this is literally just fucking projection. Oh my god, I mean, conservatives are like the master at projecting. It's just ridiculous and insane. And gaslighting too, like the idea that, like, I mean, like, somehow, like, this is what, like, feminism or empowerment is advocating or pushing for. They're trying to gaslight that and, like, into, like, something that people are actually pushing for and advocating for. It's just fucking ridiculous. Like, no one's advocating that.
All you do is complain, and all you do is make people angry. That was the whole point. Every right-wing radio host, that was the whole point, every step of the way. Rush Limbaugh, Mark Levin, Sean Hannity, Bill O'Reilly, you name them, that was the goal. They talk about Taylor Swift. No, her job is to sing and have people like it. Well, she's doing a lot better at her job than you're doing at your job.
Plenty of she's a bad icon. Let's also remind you, her politics are cancerous. Her politics are poison.
She doesn't do the stuff that a political true believer would really do.
Did something. She got 4 million girls registered in like 24 hours. You see that? She broke the website.
That's the thing. It's so...
So now we're getting into something that might be worth a fuck. Finally. After all this bullshit. So, like, one of your complaints about her politics being cancerous is that she got like 4 million young women to vote, or at least to register to vote. I mean, honestly, whether they do something with that or not is up to those 4 million people. But the fact that she did that, I mean, really? That's the first fucking example you're gonna use?
She's gonna destroy the country.
She's gonna destroy the country because she got young women to want to vote.
I mean, isn't that literally a part of the country? Is to register to vote and use that as a way to, like, you know, like, vote in politicians or measures and stuff like that in your state and shit. Like, isn't that the whole point? How's that gonna destroy? Oh my god, these people are... Oh my god, they're psychotic, insane.
Guys, you gotta stop giving away the game. You're making this too easy to respond to. It's not subtle. It's very heavy-handed. You're clonking everybody over the head with it. You just don't want young women to vote because you know they lean Democrat.
They just don't want young people to vote, period. Like, if they can have it their way, they would, like, make it so it'd be illegal to vote until, like, you're fucking 30 or some shit.
And you think that'll destroy the country, right? Like, you have to hide your agenda better than this. It's too obvious, and nobody's vibing with this.
You have the big... Hey, I would respect her, but she's not leading people to God. She's leading them to wokeism, complaining on...
Man, oh my god. Like, this country wasn't founded on being a theocratic fucking Christian fascist shithole. It was founded on being a secular nation. It was founded on the idea of, like, separation of church and state and, you know, not holding one religion above another. Like, I mean, go fuck yourself. Like, I mean, go fuck yourself and fuck your God, too. Like, how about that?
Man-hating, and she used to be a Christian. AZ says, I don't think Taylor is a Christian anymore.
I guarantee you she probably still is.
She grew up on a Christmas tree farm. Yeah, I rest my case. Someone who, like, turns away from the faith and, like, pursues money, fame, and approval of the world.
Says the guy who turned away from God by, you know, seeking money, approval, and fame by, you know, shilling a fucking right-wing podcast and grifting like a fucking fascist piece of dog shit.
Good luck in eternity, Taylor.
Apostate! You're going to hell! The place...
Stone her! Stone her to death! Hang her! For she be nothing but an apostate witch!
It really does exist with the guy with the red, who's red. He's got the pointy tail and the pitchfork. That exists, and you're in trouble with that devil thing, ma'am.
Alright. Dude, these people are comical. Like, I mean, I really just can't take conservatives seriously. I mean, I kind of have to, but it's like, man, I really just can't. They're just fucking ridiculous. They're absurd. They're beyond fucking stupid. They're not really worth fucking, like, you know, wasting a lot of time with, you know, and shit. Like, these people are fucking insane. I mean, and just fucking ridiculous. They're absurd. And this idea that, like, they ever see anything, like, worth an actual fuck when it comes to their arguments is just silly. Like, I'm willing to talk to an average Joe about, you know, politics stuff, whether they might think conservative shit. But when it comes to these type of people that are, like, you know, hell-bent and just, like, too far gone and drinking this type of fucking Kool-Aid bullshit and are just not willing to hear a goddamn lick of a fucking, you know, difference of a position or opinion, then, you know, it's just like, fuck you and fuck off. It's like, I mean, because you're just ridiculous, you're insane, and there's going to be nothing of value that I'm going to, you know, gain from any of that fucking shit. I think I pretty much said my keep about this. Like, oh my god. That honestly kind of got my goat. Like, Jesus Christ. You're actually want to send... hold up. I mean, man, it's like, it kind of reminds me of, like, that, Crossfire episode of Mojo Nixon, because, like, the same shit was, like, in a way being argued in that type of stuff, you know, in, you know, that whole Crossfire episode, you know, as, like, what they're trying to say, but, you know, just a lot more unhinged and crazy. I mean, it's like, because like the whole idea is like, oh, there's degeneracy, evil, and like, you know, shit, and it's promoting this, you know, stuff that's going to destroy civilization. It's like I said, it's like, it's literally the same fucking, you know, shit. It's rooted in the same fucking thing. It's just that, you know, it comes at the end of the day, you know, like to who the target is, you know, given the era or the year. And back then, they had different targets, different people, and different scapegoats, you know, and different red herrings. But, you know, these days, they're totally different. But all in all, it's all rooted in the same fucking bullshit. Aw. Doggo's sleeping over there in a little ball, so cute. You're so cute, you're adorable. Sweet little thing. Just a sweet little thing, I'll tell you what. Goofy little doggo. Just a goofy little doggo. Goofy little doggo. Like Hassan's little like clickbait title. You can watch porn on Twitch now. I like that. Cheeky buddy. You know, I don't know all the details. I kind of got a general idea about it, but I kind of want to see if there's any extra details about this whole weird little shebang going on with all this. Imagine there has to be, honestly.
Let's talk about some titties, dog. What are we doing right now?
Titties!
Titties, okay? Twitch, which forces me to serve you 3-minute ad breaks at the top of the hour, every hour. That very same Twitch is an update to our approach to sexual content and content classification labels. Use a 3-minute ad break now. We have received consistent feedback from streamers that our current policies around sexual content are confusing and that it can be difficult to know their content will be interpreted based on these policies. We want streamers to feel confident they understand our rules and viewers to feel confident they will get the experience they expect. To accomplish this, we are making 2 effective changes today: streamlining our policies regarding sexual content and updating the criteria used for homepage recommendations. So there's an additional section in the content classification guidelines that describes when a streamer needs to label their content as including sexual themes. Going forward, the sexually suggestive content and sexually explicit content policies will be consolidated into a sexual content policy. There's a TLDR. Where is it? The TLDR is some sexual content will be allowed, but with a tag meaning it won't show up on the front page. Nice. Previously prohibited, but now allowed with label. Content that will deliberately... Wait, what? Content that deliberately highlighted breasts, buttocks, or pelvic region, even when fully clothed. Wait, what? Buttocks. Streamers found it difficult to determine what was prohibited and
you know, I kind of love that. The buttocks or pelvic region. It's like, I mean, alright. So I guess if you're like, you know, some sexy little femboy twink, I mean, you can show off that booty in a G-string or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I guess you could do that now. Alright.
Whether or not a stream violated this portion of the policy was suggestive. In addition, the former sexually suggestive content policy was out of line with industry standards and resulted in female-presenting streamers being disproportionately penalized. So, here's the thing. What if someone's got some honkers on them, and they're not, like, literally doing the titty clap thing, but they just have some honkers, you know? There's streamers out there with some ginormous awoogas, you know?
Awoogas.
Like a cleavage showing shirt, for example, and the awoogas are showing, but you didn't put the sexually suggestive click, then what does that do? You know what I mean? Like, do you need to label that you got some titties on you? Like, what? That's true. It's gonna lead to a lot of awkward situations though, probably. Yeah, like, it says that the end, it will lock the label on your channel for a while if you do not label manually. That's what I mean. I can foresee this becoming a major problem, where Twitch starts literally labeling female content creators who are not trying to, like, appear sexually suggestive because, like, people are mass targeting them or some with big honkers, even if they're, like, not talking about their big honkers at all, and then they just get slapped on with that penalty. Fictional.
I mean, I could definitely kind of see that, to be honest. I mean, that's why I feel like, you know, with the additive of, like, oh, if you're, like, totally clothed and stuff, I mean, it's like, I kind of feel like that might be a little bit of an issue, because what if, yeah, like, you know, you're a female Twitch streamer, you're a little bit on the thicker side, and you just legit got some big boobs, some big titty, you know, and, like, and the clothes that you happen to wear that day show off a little bit of cleavage, Which, whatever, it's, who gives a fuck? But, like, because of that, Twitch might accidentally see that as like, oh, this is sexual, even though it literally isn't. It's just what they just happen to be wearing at that moment. And nothing about what they're doing is inherently sexual or anything, but they just get hit with that shit. It's like, I could kind of see that as being a problem. I mean, honestly, like, these fucking, like, like, getting hit with, like, these TOS things is just so fucking random and bullshit, in my opinion, because, like, you can be doing everything fine, but because of, like, some vague TOS policy or something that, could be misconstrued even, as, like, something that could be against TOS, could be, like, something that can make or break you, basically. It happened on Twitch, and it almost, to an extent, happened on YouTube for me, and it did for a little bit, for a while there. So it's just, like, one of those fucking things where it's just, like, it's like, even if you are abiding by TOS, as far as it's concerned, when it comes to it at the end of the day, you can still be hit because the algorithm might not know better. And even if you try to, say, hey, I'm not doing nothing wrong, they might not give a fuck. They might just tell you to go fuck yourself, basically. It's just like, come on. It's a little bit of bullshit, I'd say. So I could definitely see this being a problem, for sure. Hopefully it's not, but it could be. Here, I'm going to take a piss real quick. I'll be right back. Ugh. Hey, doggo. Oh, you stretchy little toe. Look at you stretch. You stretchy little boy. Oh, my goodness. Oh, he's just a sweet little thing. I hope you know I'm going to be gone for a while pretty soon. Wheelbarrow. Goof. Little goofy dog. Yep. Alright, let's go.
Animated or sculpted, fully exposed, female presenting breasts and or genitals or buttocks, regardless of gender. There's a thriving artist community on Twitch, and this policy was overly punitive and did not reflect the impact of the content. Oh, that's actually good. Body writing on female presenting breasts and or buttocks, regardless of gender. Erotic dances that involve disrobing or disrobing gestures, such as strip teases. Changes to popular dances, such as twerking, grinding, and pole dancing, are now allowed without a label. Previously, some dances were prohibited and others were allowed with a label.
So you can, like, do some twerks, some grinding and shit like that, and, pole dancing, and you don't get, like, some label. Alright, that's kind of cool. And also, from what I understand, there's things like belly dancing and shit like that that can, you know, to some people be perceived as sexual, but it isn't. So, I mean, you know, in a way, this could also kind of open the door to kind of like ensure, like, you know, some, you know, dancers of, like, you know, more, I guess what some people might consider, like, you know, like exotic or, you know, sensual, so to speak, you know, could be allowed. Even though arguably it really isn't.
Enforcing on
What's your
dances
deal?
context meant our policy prohibited twerking at a wedding or taking a pole dancing exercise class, for example. The policy now takes context into consideration and only prohibits streaming inside of an adult entertainment establishment. With the updates to the sexual content policy...
Yeah, so I guess you can't take your vlog stream inside of, you know, fucking, you know, strip club. Obviously, I mean, you know, they're pretty heavily strict about shit like that anyway. Honestly, I don't even think they need to add the clarification. Strip clubs themselves have a very heavy enforcement policy about, like, you don't have your phone out, basically, type of shit. It's like, it's one thing if you're just, like, look at the time or send a text or something like that, but it's like, if you have your phone and you start doing this, where you know, they can assume that you might be taking a picture, that's where it's like, they're gonna start, you know, coming at you and be like, hey, put your phone away. Yeah, because, like, if you're looking down like this, though, they're not going to care, because, I mean, it just looks like you're just, you know, checking the time or whatever. But as soon as you put it up like this, then they're going to think you're taking pictures or something, and that's a major no-no.
Depictions of nudity allowed. Content with a focus on fictionalized sexual body parts regardless of gender, such as doing nude figure drawing, are allowed with a sexual themes label. I mean, I don't know. Seems kind of... No, the only thing I brought up...
Wait, hold up.
Regardless of genders...
I saw another thing.
Such as doing nude figure drawing are...
However, fictionalized sexual acts or masturbation remain prohibited. Okay, so... Yeah, so you can't, like, so yeah, overt, like, pornographic type of stuff, like, you know, if you decide to do, like, alright, I'm gonna do tit streams where I jerk off, you can't do that, that's still a no-no. So, it seems like they definitely are more chill about, like, certain aspects about, like, more sexualized content, but full-on, like, you know, pornographic stuff, or, like, busting nuts and shit, like, there's still hardcore no-no about certain things, but it seems like they've listened up, you know, at least, you know, when it comes to, like, artistic presentation about shit, or, like, you know, artistic expression and stuff.
With a sexual themes label. I mean, I don't know. Seems kind of... No, the only thing I brought up is, like, how it could be abused, I guess. As far as hitting you with the slut marker, you know what I mean? It's like slut shaming. Automated slut shaming. At least, I guess it's abusable in the same way right now, but they would cop a ban instead. Yeah, true. The Jesus lovers have waited on the situation. Kickstarter will now allow artistic nudity following the viral topless meta. Is this allowed on Twitch? Yeah.
No shit. Of course you can show Jesus on Twitch. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, really?
He does artistic nudity too. Stable Ronaldo. Twitch now allows porn. What's wrong with these Zoomers, man? What happened?
I mean, if they really think that Twitch allows porn based off of the shit that they just did here, then... Yeah, what's wrong with Zoomers? Goddamn microplastics, and for the weird evangelical boomer chuds, goddamn fucking lead.
I'm broke. Cowards who don't like baddies. Does it mean we will be seeing you twerk on stream now? Yeah, I'm gonna be twerking on stream.
Dude, unironically, I want to see Hassan's attempt on twerking. We've seen Paul twerk. We've seen Paul Zigo with his big chunk ass, you know, twerk, and that was a sight to see. That's on our stream too. We reacted to that. It was definitely something to behold. I don't even know which onion nuggets that was. I just remember it being... I would have to really dig for that one.
The base take
Incels clutching their pearls over this shit are just sad. Your take is 100% dead on correct. Well, of course it is, because the reason why incels get mad about this stuff is because it gives autonomy to women in a way that they don't want them to have.
Damn, dude, he's spitting, dude. No.
True. Damn. Fucking... The kind of ties into what we were just reacting to earlier with Charlie Kirk and his, you know, batch of, like, wannabe Andrew Tate little fucking degenerate bitches. You know, like, I mean, you know, like, it really kind of ties into that because, like, yeah, they're all just, like, angry, vitriolic on the idea of women having autonomy and, you know, women, at least in, you know, the context of the video for before, like with Taylor Swift, you know, giving, you know, woman a sense of empowerment, especially being young, and saying, hey, why don't you go ahead and go out and write a vote? Or like, hey, let's, partake in, fundraising for Gaza and shit. Or whatever the fuck, like whatever's, like to her like heart's content, basically. So it's just like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, it's one of those things where, like, I mean, they just, are rooted into the same fucking shit. A hatred of women, a hatred of the idea of feminism and autonomy for women, the hatred of the idea of, like, genuine liberation, whether for, suffrage of women or the suffrage of, like, queer people or anyone else besides. Like, I mean, if it doesn't fit into their weird little narrow fucking square box of, like, how the world should work, then they don't want it, and they are going to be vitriolic and bigoted against it in every way possible to try to shut it down, and they don't give a fuck how they achieve it. Like, I mean, they're a very destructive and very hateful group of people and a very hateful ideology and a hateful philosophy.
He's spitting so hard, I'm drowning in his spit.
Because they think that it's unfair. And it is unfair, guys. I'm gonna say it is unfair that women have a disproportionately massive advantage in the sexual marketplace. They can make...
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. What's going on here? I mean, I just hate this whole weird idea about sexual marketplace fucking shit. Like, I hate that. I just hate the term. Like, I mean, sure, like, is it easier for women to, to, like, pick a partner and get laid with for, if they so choose in comparison to a man? Sure. But I don't know. I just hate the fucking terminology around it. It just kind of makes me uncomfortable, honestly.
10 times the amount of money you can make whenever they're in their 20s because they're extremely attractive. You're absolutely right, that's unfair. And you know what else is unfair? Everything else.
Okay, I kind of...
Okay, alright. I was kind of, like, all in all, I'm just nitpicky about the terminology of things. But, I guess I don't disagree. I don't know if I completely agree, but, honestly, I mean, I agree enough.
Too soon a little bit, but hey, you know what? Okay, I mean, all right. I didn't see that part. I didn't... True, but male porn closed the gender gap? No, I think, like,
Male porn close to gender gap? I don't even know what that means. I guess, like, when it comes to, like, male on male porn or something like that, like queer/gay porn. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those, I don't know, like, it's just one of those things where I just think it's a little just strange. Like, I mean, yeah, like, like, there's more of an interest, especially by men, to seek out women, so thus it's easier for women to kind of, like, I guess, pick and choose, so to speak, of who they want to potentially, have sex with if, that's what they're into, or what they're interested in, or whatever the fuck, right? Like, so, I mean, at the end of the day, that doesn't really, like, to me necessarily inherently mean like there is some sort of like objective like marketplace virtue of value or transactional shit. I mean, some people might perceive it that way, but the thing is, not everyone does. So the idea that like the entire theory or concept or whole idea around it and shit just being like inherently that concept of being like a marketplace or whatever the fuck is just kind of bullshit, because it's just not what it is. Especially when you have a lot of people that don't really even agree or even adhere to that concept in the first place.
That there are very marginal benefits to the objectification that women are subjected to, but we don't even consider it. Like, attractive men also get these advantages in the same way that attractive women do. The only difference is attractive men don't get stuck being just attractive.
Everything else. How about whenever they're 30 or 40 or 50? How fair are things then? It's a very reductive mindset.
I don't fully agree with this, but I get where his energy's coming from. Women get a lot more viewers the more hot they are, but they also get a lot more haters as well. First of all, men don't have to be hot at all to succeed on this platform. Women kind of do because of the objectification. We have already established that attractive...
Yeah, that's also part of the reason why I don't like the whole sexual marketplace bullshit. Because it kind of has to make, the idea that, like, oh, for women to be successful, they have to basically be hot and attractive. And thus be, like, of high value in a sexual marketplace for mostly men, to even pay attention to them based off of whatever their content might even be, let alone just like their character and who they are. It has to be the looks first, and that's basically the first thing, full stop. Like, I mean, they can't, like, you know, like, look past, you know, that and be like, oh, well, it's this, you know, like, you know, a female content creator actually, like, you know, kind of a cool person, or, you know, kind of chill, despite, you know, maybe, you know, them having, like, a broken tooth, or what, or a crooked nose, or whatever the fuck, or some shit, you know, something that people consider, like, flawless or whatever. It's like, I mean, people just refuse to do that type of shit, because, like, I mean, yeah, like, it's easy to just, like, you know, look at someone that might be attractive and be like, oh, yes, oogle, oogle, you know, like, and not really give a fuck about what their, like, content is, and just, like, support them just based off the looks. But, you know, and that's, like, you know, something that women basically have to kind of struggle with when it comes to content creation. It's also, like, you know, the appearance on top of what they're, you know, creating. But when it comes to men, definitely not as much. Like, I mean, it definitely helps, for sure, and there's certainly an advantage when it comes to shit like that, but at least for men, it's not really the end-all, be-all. I guess it's kind of like, you know, a privilege that men have in comparison to women, that's for sure.
Women get an early boost, okay? Attractive women get an early boost in comparison to, like, I guess, an attractive man who's doing thoughty streams. This is an overwhelmingly male-dominated platform, right? Problem is, that boost is not enough to keep women at the top. That's precisely the reason why you rarely ever see top at the tippy top in the top 10 content creators. Like, there are very rarely ever women, usually mostly men. People hyper focus on, like, the 300 viewer area where they're like, oh, women immediately pop off. But it's like, you very rarely see women have staying power in the industry, partially because of the expectations, partially because it's like, oh, you have to be hot, you have to be hot, you have to be someone who we objectify. But also, the other reason is because there's a ton of harassment that comes along with that, and I promise you, you have no idea how bad that is. You don't know. As someone who gets death threats on a daily basis, I'm probably one of the most targeted streamers out there, okay? Streamers already have, like, a...
I mean, yeah, he probably kind of is to an extent. I mean, there's a lot of people that do not like Hassan at all. I mean, there's a whole meme of, like, oh, he's like a fake socialist.
On their back in comparison to other forms of media, like YouTubers and... But there is, in this career, in this industry, over the course of my 5-year, 6-year career, the only thing I can compare the sea of hatred and death threats I get is to just being a woman online, okay? That's it. The only people that get way more and way worse stalkers and haters who rarely ever get punished are female content creators. That's why VTubers are popping off as a way to circumvent the expectations and standards women streamers have to deal with on a male-dominated platform. They can look however they want behind the camera. Yeah, I guess. But
you know, I definitely want to kind of, like, you know, once I kind of get a better setup, I definitely want to do a little VTube, and maybe not as a permanent thing, but just as, like, a fun little thing. I was like, oh, wait, hold on. Hey, get away from that. Don't be getting into this. Found the meats, you're trying to get into it. Oh, now you're following me. Oh, my God. No, not right now. No, you were trying to sneak into that. You're trying to sneak into that. No. You'll get some later, but you ain't getting any now. If you do rant sona, rant slash first sona. Well, that's the idea. Like, I would have it be like my Husky persona character. That'd be the idea. And you know, have, like, you know, maybe, like, you know, depending on the mood, I'll have, like, kind of different, you know, little, like, you know, VTuber style outfits and shit like that. Yeah, like, maybe one night I'll have kind of, like, more of a cowboyish, you know, kind of, like, you know, similar to, like, my hat and stuff like that. Maybe, you know, another time I'll, like, do some shit, like, you know, some more punk looking stuff. I mean, you know, I don't know, depending on the mood. But yeah, that'll be the idea. Is to actually have kind of, like, you know, the Husky persona, you know, kind of be more, like, you know, lively and shit. Outside of my old paisley white ass. Those cost hella money to animate. I'm sure they do. I won't save up money for it. Dude, you're not that hungry. Oh my God. I just feel... Dude, you have food in your fucking bowl right now. You got food in your bowl right now, bro? Don't be yawning at my ass.
It's just like, again, I think it's a reinforcement of like the unrealistic expectations that men have of women. Point is, women put up with a lot of stuff. Women in general, they don't even need to be content creators. Women in the gaming space put up with a lot of that men don't even have to think about. Like, if you have any girlfriends, you know this already. The fact that like a lot of women don't, for example, want to show that they're women when they're playing online games. Like, they don't want to do voice comms, you know? There is a constancy of hate and negativity that people get from, like, hyper shut-in incels that just fucking despise women and want to keep these spaces free of women. Now, that's just the gaming space. Obviously, this happens in the real world across the board. I'm just simply talking about, like, male-dominated spaces like gaming. So, it sucks. It sucks overall. But that's offset by the advantages the same image and objectification gets them? No, it doesn't. Especially because you're failing to comprehend something here. Attractive men get the benefits of being an attractive person in general. Attractive men might not get the same immediate benefits that attractive women do, but attractive men certainly have those same benefits. But an attractive man does not need to remain attractive, or an attractive man is not only seen as simply a piece of... Look at Will Neff. He's got a piece of... He's an attractive man, but people also see him as like a unique talent, an athletic demon, someone who's funny, someone who's brilliant. For women, on the other hand, you're just hot. Doesn't matter what you bring to the table. You don't have to just be hot. You can be hot and have all of those qualities, but people just see you as hot. That makes sense? I have female friends who have some stalkers.
I mean, it's definitely, you know, true to an extent. I mean, I met plenty of women who are just like, oh my god, this guy's just such a hunk. And they literally could not give a fuck about what their background is. They just, like, look at a dude that looks like a stud and just like, oh my god, I want him to be my daddy, basically. Like, I mean, it's kind of a two-way street, but it's definitely way more so on the other side when it comes to, you know, women, you know, who might be very attractive and getting that shit in comparison to the other way around. So, I mean, he's definitely not wrong. I just want to say he's 100% right. Like, he's like 80% right, I'd say. Like, the other 20% is like what I was talking about. It's like, there are definitely chicks out there that are kind of the same way, you know, how dudes might perceive, you know, very attractive chicks to be like, hot booba, nice. You know, and basically not think about anything else, you know, about who they might be. Just like, oh, attractive girl, nice, she's a babe. Like, that's basically it. You know, like, a lot of dudes, you know, will think that and just, like, not really go any further than that. I mean, like I said, it's kind of a two-way street, but, I mean, there's definitely a little bit of an overlap about what side of the street's got more lanes versus the other.
Fake fantasy accounts using their Instagram pics? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, ultimately, women are taking an L here. Let's be for real, okay? The only small marginal aspect of like a sliver of a W that women have, attractive women have, over just all men in general.
The wrong buyer, booba. Says the guy that the Velma of the Day by Onion Nuggets is objectifying women. Says that guy. Yeah, I'm calling you out. Every time we have a little Velma of the Day situation, you're just like, ugh. Sexist segment, eh. And now here you are being like, oh, there ain't nothing wrong with my rinse and booba. Make up your mind, buddy. That's different. Yeah, sure. I mean, this whole segment is basically kind of like, you know, broadly about, like, that topic in a way. It's just YouTube is kind of more laissez-faire about it, to the point where there's literal, like, fucking a twink's asshole being like, here's how I, like, you know, shave my asshole. Here it is before I shaved it. Like, I mean, you know, it's like, YouTube is pretty fucking laissez-faire about it, you know? So it's like, I mean, Twitch is just starting to kind of catch up with the game a little bit. Now, like, Tumblr needs to come back and, you know, join the fray again. Because it used to be, you know, ahead the curve, but now they're not. Boo. Close to my daughter reduced notice, the smoker just barges in like he owns the place. Well, yeah, because it's his fucking kingdom. Of course he owns the place. Oh shit. My friend responded to something here. So my friend Rip City has said something, just for context sake. So it's not looking good for Portland mayor. So far, the options are Maps, ew. Gonzalez, super ew. Rubio is expected to jump in. The left might have to coalesce around Rubio, even though she isn't great, just to prevent Maps or Gonzalez from winning. Hopefully Maps and Gonzalez split the shiplet vote also. So Rubio's probably the best. So here's what I said. So Rubio's probably the best bet, because Gonzalez probably won't get too much support. He's done fuck all, even for being a conservative shitbag. He doesn't strike me as competent, which actually makes me believe that Maps would probably would win and consolidate the moderates and shit libs. My friend Tyler said, I hope not. Fuck, that would set our infrastructure way back. And honestly, I mean, when it comes to like Portland mayor, because that's coming up here for 2024, my prediction, you know, as it stands now, is I think Maps is going to be our new mayor. Because, like, the dude, you know, is pretty clever, while, you know, when it comes to certain aspects about being like, you know, oh, well, you know, I want to try to, like, you know, get shit done and help, like, the, you know, city and blah, 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 and all sort of shit. And, like, I mean, you know, but at the same time also wants to kind of, like, you know, take a few steps back. You know, seems to, like, I don't know, like, Maps isn't really great, but isn't absolutely horrible. There's some things very questionable about the guy. Because also is a conservative who's like a pro-cop fucking shitbag piece of fucking garbage. And he has basically done nothing, you know, since being a part of the city council for his one term, and he's running for mayor, and I don't think he's really going to get anybody, you know, so he sucks. So, I mean, then Rubio's actually one of the few people that are actually aight, and, you know, but I don't really see her going anywhere, unfortunately, so. But let's see what Ripsy said to that. As of the current candidate, yes, for Rubio, you know, voting for her probably. I'm still hoping someone good runs, but I'll help on Rubio, trained if necessary, anything to defeat those corporate shills. This kitty just grabbed a piece of my Pop-Tart and ran off! Damn, what a little thief. Good Smokey. Took a Pop-Tart and ran away. Damn. Shit, dude. Good kitty. Aw. RFK Jr. fails to get it on any ballots as an independent candidate. Yeah. Aww. Ain't that hilarious? I think that just guarantees that RFK is just fucked. Like, damn, dude. Oof. Unless you like Bandit with a chicken finger. That's different. I mean, that's a full-on chicken finger. That's, you know, something that, you know, he probably deserved, but I just didn't realize it at the time. I should have just let him be spoiled and just let him do whatever he wanted. Considering the hindsight. Make me sad. Makes me sad. I still really want to fucking get a coyote pelt. Because motherfucker, you know I would. Vance with the great chicken finger in the sky. Oh, I know. He's enjoying all the chicken tenders. Enjoying all the mice and the rats. He's enjoying all that shit. He's enjoying everything. He's in the great, you know, kitty utopia. So, at least there is that. Poor little bastard. Seeing if there's anything else I could look at on Tube, and there really is, like, not much. And it makes me sad. Boo. Has it really just been that much of a slow news week? Jesus Christ, I guess it has. Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. True. Man, there really is, like, fuck all on the Tube tonight. Like, what the fuck? Boo! Shit. Be some bullshit. I tell you what, be a bunch of bullshit. Boo. I tell you what. Boo. I'll tell you what. They easily give him a swirly. Well, that ain't the only thing I can give him. Now to give him good old smack down and piss down his goddamn fucking throat. Break his jaw so he couldn't clamp down and just like shove that dick down his mouth and just like piss right all in it. I think I'm joking because I am, actually. For YouTube's sake, I am. But here, I'll be right back, speaking of pissing. I'm just going to imagine I'm doing that, to Nick Fuentes now. Now that you mentioned it. I present thee a doggo. A doggo. You're getting a bath. You're getting a bath tonight, you know that? Big old ball smush. Big old ball of smush. Oh. Oh my goodness. There's a little ball. Look at him. You big goof. You big goofball. You so sweet. You good? Oof. Okay. Goofball. Are you about to take a nap right here? Are we serious? Are we kidding me? Am I gonna get a little leg kick out of you? I'm gonna get those feet going? No? Oh my lord. God. Least you can do is help out a little bit here. Oh my fucking god, look at you. Oop. Oh my good lord. Ugh. Good grief. Don't do it again. Oh my god, he's about to do it again. Big schmoosh. Oh my. Yep, there we go. Yep. Oh. You big goof. No, not this way. Don't do it this way. No. He just wants to flop one way or the other. It's like, good grief, bro. What the fuck? You're just the most laziest, fucking goofiest little lapdog I've ever seen in my life. Or you're more like an entire body dog more than anything. You're not a lapdog. You're more like just a human dog. Because the lap, like, I don't know if you can tell, but his legs are just spread wide open on my lap, and the rest of him is just on my body. You big, goofy schmuck. Look at you, you're so absurd. You're ridiculous. I mean, look at you. Just look at you, dude. You're absurd. You're absurd. Oh. Alright, here you go. There you go. Careful. There you go. Alright, I think you deserve some of the pepperoni now. Oh my lord. See, I wasn't gonna neglect him. I was gonna give him some. Careful. Hey. There you go. Whoa, hey. Watch the feet. Give me a paw. Come on, react. Whoa, hey. We're having a doggo break first. Giving the meats. Oh, now you want me to give him? See? Well, now make your mind up. Want to, you know, have a little dog break really quick and, you know, then react? Or do you want me to react while I'm doing this? Like, you know what? If it makes you feel better, I'll have it right there, ready to go. How about that? See? It's right there. It's right there, just for you. Just for you. Come on. What, you didn't even finish the other ones. What, can you not get them? Oh man, now you got a bunch of fur and a bunch of weird bullshit on them. Good job. Good job, buddy. Well, you're gonna have a weird shit. You're gonna have a weird deuce tomorrow. That's gonna be great. Oh. Mwah. Oh, you want to? Mwah. Hey, careful. Get back over here. You're a fucking crackhead for this shit, dude. You're a crackhead. Oh my god. Stay. Oh my god. Stay. No. Stay. I could feel him tensing up so hard. Stay. Stay. He's tensing up so hard. Good boy. Good boy. Dude, the more I said that, the more his paw tensed up. It was like, come on, man. I need my fix. Dude, he is a crackhead for the salami and pepperoni especially, dude. He goes fucking horny for the shit. It's ridiculous. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey. Oh. Stay. Good boy. Now you're learning. Stay. Hey. Hey, that's my tax. There you go. Alright, no more for now. We'll get to pepperoni later. Good boy. I have to at least make him give me the meats, bitch. Dude, he really is. He's straight up like, give me that damn meat, bitch. I mean, it really is like Hunter Biden when it comes to the meats. Oh, who's a good boy? You know what? I'll give you something to distract you for a while. I'll give you a fresh pork bun. How about that? I'll give you one more. God damn, this fucking charger cord, bro. Hold on. Move that, like, right there. There we go. Okay. Just gotta open this bad boy up. Yeah, that's the biggest I've ever seen on a white guy. Who? What? Oh, you talking about Hunter Biden? Oh, okay. Honestly, for a minute there, the context was lost on me. Hey, hey, hey. Good boy. No. Yeah, don't be distracted. Why are you looking at both of them? Oh my fucking god, dude. Insane little goober. What a goober, dude. I was hoping that would make you walk away, but I guess it didn't. Here. Take that and go away. Just shoved it in his mouth. I was like, here, take it and leave. He's still not leaving. Oh my god. You're savage. You know what, fine. You know, okay. I shouldn't be doing this. I am spoiling the fuck out of him right now before we get into this. I'm gonna toss this. I'm gonna toss it over there and have him run away. He's hovering like a shark, dude. Like a shark on chum, bro. Right here. I'll give you a little bit. Chow down on right here. And I'm tossing the rest. Are you ready? Yeah, let's see if I can make it into that food bowl. Oh, almost. It's over there, though. It's where he's running away. Oh. Oh my god, you just took it and just ran off. Dude, he just grabbed it and just ran off over there to the corner, dude. He's like, it's mine. Taking it where I can eat it in peace. Oh my god, dude. What a goof, man. Oh my god, dude. That dog is so silly. Dude, I love him so much. He is such a silly little boy. But anyway.
Alright guys, so this clip is kind of...
Enough with the doggo. Doggo breakover. Now we're into an unfortunately shitty dog. Nick Fuentes. He's just not a good dog. He's the one that you actually want to beat.
Now, I want you to remember, it was not that long ago that Donald Trump had Kanye West and Nick Fuentes at Mar-a-Lago for a dinner, where Kanye West and whoever else they brought were apparently sucking off Nick Fuentes and telling Trump, like, oh, he's so brilliant, bro. He's so smart. He's so brilliant. He's one of the best minds of our generation, bro. And, wild meeting. I would love to be a fly on the wall at this dinner.
Really? Hey! 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 Cabrón! Ay! Hermano! Dios mío, hermano! Ay! Ay! Hermano! La puta? Hey! Ay!
Oh man, would that be wild. So anyway, Nick Fuentes is still doing his Nick Fuentes thing, and he said the following on his America First show.
Which his Nick Fuentes thing is basically literally just being an unequivocal fucking Nazi.
Is an occult element at the high levels of society, and specifically among the Jews.
First of all, what does that mean? There is an occult element specifically among the Jews?
Well, he's a Nazi. I mean, it's just JQ shit. I'm not even going to really entertain, you know, the weird shit he's trying to even say there. It's just JQ Nazi shit. I mean, that's just what it is.
What do you mean, they're doing, like, black voodoo magic or something? What does that mean?
You know, honestly, if there really were, like a sect of Jews that were doing, like, some crazy black voodoo magic and shit, I would honestly think that's awesome. I'd be like, whoa. Dude, they were, like, incorporating different, like, you know, rituals of, like, you know, paganistic, you know, elements and stuff like that, and, like, still holding, you know, dear to it or something. It's like, yo, that sounds fucking awesome. I mean, it's like, alright. And I don't mean, like, the crazy ultra-Orthodox bullshit. I mean, like, you know, they got, like, robes, fucking, like, you know, like, dark, you know, rooms of, like, you know, candles lighting up an altar and shit. Like, you know, fucking crazy Gregorian-esque chants, like, or some shit. Yeah, dude, I'm imagining that shit, bro. Dude, it sounds fucking dope, bro. It sounds awesome. So it's like, I can get down with that. I mean, those are like the Jews I can seriously hella get down with. I mean, I'd be fucking, you know, like, line up, be like, yo, where do I sign up for this shit? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just, you know, that's just me. If there's crazy rituals, like dark robes, altars, you know, cool chants and shit like that, you know, I'm all down for it. You know, as long as it's not like weird Christian fucking bullshit. As long as it spikes it, that's all I care about.
What does that mean?
The people that are perpetrating the lies and the destruction on the country, they are evildoers. They are people that worship false gods. They are...
Awesome. Good. Fuck your god. How about that? You know, honestly, I wish that Kyle would fucking full screen this shit, but... Dude, I hate this fucking mustache that Nick Fuentes is trying to grow. Like, you know what? I am willing to be honest about my whiskers, and they're not in there quite yet. Look, you know, I'm not there yet. But you know what? This little degenerate little twink bag little fuck, like, you know, trying to grow this, like, weird fucking, like, you know, I'm a sheriff in this town fucking mustache. It's like, man... I wouldn't just shave it off of him. I would take a goddamn fucking Bowie knife and, like, scalp that fucking mustache off his fucking face, dude. Like, I mean, in Minecraft. I mean, I'll make sure it's a nice, thin shave, I tell you what. It's gonna be a good old thin shave. While I'm at it, I'll also do the top of his head. Make it look like some Gregorian fucking twink monk that gets fucked by the main monk. That's a tickler of a stash, isn't it? It really is. And it tickles me in ways that I don't like, and I don't even mean sexually. I mean, you would think that, but no. It tickles me in a way where it's like, it should not exist on you, you fucking little Twinkie, fucking degenerate Nazi bitch. Like, you don't deserve, like, the, you know, the fucking, like, you know, privilege to have a mustache like that, you fucker. It's like, I mean, so again, like, that's why I'll make sure there's an extra thin, you know, razor shave on that mustache. To where he ain't gonna be growing one anymore. In fact, it's just gonna be, like, literally a permanent, like all this will be, like, literally gone. So all you're seeing is, like, gums, teeth, and all. Like a permanent drool. Like, if you had, like, a hardcore underbite, like, and just, like... As if he couldn't get laid anyway. But hey, it's okay because he thinks having sex with women is gay anyway. So, I mean, like, this guy is literally like the most inceliest incel, no to incels. And no to humanity, dude. Like, I guarantee you this guy, even if he unironically was trying to get laid, he would, like, he couldn't. There would be no way. He would, it would just be impossible. It's actually like cosmically and universally impossible for this motherfucker to get laid. Like, Nick Fuentes is actually the guy, you know, when it comes to that stereotype. Like, he's actually the guy. He's the one person on the planet that would genuinely be incapable of such.
The practice magic or rituals.
By the way, that weird little, like, you know, pet play little play date that he had with that little Nazi cat boy. I mean, guess what? Jerk-offs don't count. Getting jerked off by him doesn't count.
And more.
He literally said it. He literally said it. The people running the country practice.
Okay, anyway, hold on. Let's go back a little bit. Whoa! Oh, shit! Hi, Kyle. What's up? Yo, hello. Let's go back a little bit. Shut up!
And the destruction on the country, they are evildoers. They are people that worship false gods. They are people that practice magic or rituals or whatever. And more.
He literally said it. He literally said it. The people running the country practice magic and rituals.
I mean, I wish. If, you know, like, honestly, I wish. I mean, they don't. They practice, you know, the celebration of profit and money and mammon, but, you know, that's about it. So, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, you're not really going to get much beyond that. You don't practice magic. You know, honestly, if, like, Wiccan, pagan-esque magic was a thing, yeah, unironically, I'd practice that shit. Because honestly, like, if it came to, like, oh, you have to believe a religion, like, you can't be an atheist, and someone had a gun to my head, and you have to be religious in some way, shape, or form, I'd be a pagan of some sort. Like, I mean, so, I mean, I just take my pick, you know, probably like maybe like a Norse paganism, or like a Germanic, you know, variation of it, or like a Celtic paganism maybe, or something. It'd be somewhere along those lines, but like, if someone had a gun to my head, it's like, you have to believe in some religion. It would be that. Because honestly, I mean, when it comes to practicing those, you know, those faiths and shit, at least, you know, the rituals and shit like that are pretty cool. Definitely a lot of alcohol, a lot of sex, a lot of free expression and shit like that. So, you know, at least from what my dad said, you know, when it comes to being a Wiccan, because he used to be a former practicing Wiccan, yeah, there's been definitely certain rituals that involve a lot of drugs, sex, and alcohol. So, you know, hey, I'm definitely down for that type of stuff. I'm down for those religions. What is... Oh, my God, dude, what is with his fucking dog? God. I have a video for you to reply after the gremlin here. Yeah, because we haven't even really gotten too far into it. Did you see the banana? I did not see the banana. I do not know. I now want nothing to do with the banana. For I'm J.K. Rowling, and I know nothing about TJ with his banana.
What? This is some Game of Thrones ass analysis here. Do they have dragons? Do they have dragons, Nick?
Anything, those people.
I wish. When I was in Wisconsin, I knew a girl into sex magic. She lured me into the woods for a ritual. Nice.
To be, when we take power, they need to be given the death penalty. Straight up. And
the idea of you being able to give a death penalty to anybody is really hilarious there, Nick. I would be able to give a death penalty. You know what? You know, like, all content and satire YouTube, but can we give a death penalty to this son of a bitch? Like, I mean, honestly, like, in satire land, because this motherfucker ain't worth a lick of a goddamn dick, dude. Like, I mean, and considering the sarcastic terrorism that he's advocated for, and being a traitor to the fucking country, and being a Nazi piece of shit, and that alone is, you know, the fair game with being a traitor to the state. It's constitutionally illegal, and, you know, within the parameters, you know, to consider traitors of the state, you know, legally punishable by death. So if you're a Nazi and a traitor to the state like you, Nick, then, hey, guess what? You know, you fall into those parameters. You know, that's what honestly pisses me off about, like, you know, charging, you know, a bunch of these insurrectionists and how they only get, like, you know, an X amount of time in prison and shit. It's like, it's constitutionally illegal to, like, you know, charge insurrectionists and traitors, you know, with capital punishment under the Constitution. So, you know what? Fucking, you know, like, lay down the law. Lay down the fucking literal book of the Constitution on their ass and fucking actually enforce that shit. Let's put that into fucking practice, god damn it. You know, it's like, you know, I'm broadly on principle against capital punishment. When it comes to shit like this, though, oh, hell no. Like, when it comes to being a traitor to a state like this, oh, no, you get what's coming when it comes to that shit. Like, you know, especially considering it's legal under the Constitution and under a jury and a trial of the fucking state, then, oh, yeah, you goddamn right I'm going to be an advocate for that. That's why I see capital punishment for me at the end of the day as a gray zone, because I do have an exception for this. And with shit like this, and with a fucking weasel little fuck like this, oh, you're goddamn right, you know, this motherfucker would, you know, be seen valuable, or at least viable for such a punishment, you know, if it, like, we actually upheld our laws when it comes to treating fucking Nazis and traitors, you know, to this fucking country. Fuck these ratbag motherfuckers. Again, all content is satire, YouTube. Of course, we should, you know, treat everything with dignity and decorum and civility. Of course. After all, I was just doing a bit. All content is satire. All content is satire. But what isn't satire, though, we'll put this, you know, as the actual legit unsatire part. It is legal via the Constitution when it comes to traitors of the country to, you know, it's not limited when it comes to the punishment, you know, being capital punishment. Like, you know, when it comes to traitors, you know, of the state, legally via the Constitution, you know, a punishment can, you know, go up to capital punishment. It's actually one of the things I learned in college when I was taking one of my politics class about, like, you know, like state slash like local politics. We had like a fun little debate about, you know, we're put in different little groups, and our little group was about the death penalty, and I was kind of in the middle. Like, there was like we have 5 people in our group, and there was 2 that were pro death penalty. All of us pretty much had a broad position of being pretty much, for the most part, being against death penalty. But like 2 were gonna be the devil's advocate, be the pro death penalty side, and then there's gonna be 2 who are against it. And I was like, well, I kind of take a middle ground approach, and I can, like, you know, see, you know, kind of try to be the centrist, so to speak. And pretty much I, you know, got like a total 100%, you know, when it came to my grade on that, by the way. But because one thing I actually noticed that the teacher actually mentioned at the time, but the professor mentioned, was that, like, you know, it's like, you know, one thing I noticed that, like, you know, about like the cruel and unusual punishment type of stuff, but in the Constitution, when it comes, it's more specific about, like, you know, traitors and insurrection and stuff like that. And this is also well before 2020 happened. This is back in like 2018 and 2017 or some shit like that. Like, you know, so this is well before that even happened. You know, so it's like, you know, when it comes to shit like that, you know, I obviously didn't say that, but verbatim, you know, but like, you know, like kind of TLDR version, it was like saying that, like, when it comes to like traitors to the state and stuff like that, you know, constitutionally it is legal, and there can be a justification for having capital punishment as a punishment when it comes to a trial. I mean, it's obviously very limited, so to speak, but there technically is a legal precedent for it. So it's like, and me being kind of in the middle, so to speak, was unintentionally kind of making that point in a way. Because, like, I was trying to make the point of, like, obviously when it comes to, like, crimes like, you know, maybe like, you know, some one-off murder, or at least, you know, specifically like, you know, like a 3 strikes law or some shit like that. Like, obviously we can understand that there's better avenues, but when it comes to, like, you know, terrorists or, like, you know, mass shooters, after, like, you know, long-term study of, like, why maybe they did what they did, I have no problem with, you know, the idea of capital punishment, and we just need to have the most efficient and ethical way of doing so. You know, and like, and that was basically kind of like my broader argument, you know, at least my opening statement, you know, overall. And once, you know, our whole broader little debate was done, so to speak, you know, the professor stepped in and kind of added some extra context about kind of really kind of my side of things, you know, a little bit. But at the end of the day, like, it was all good fun. Like, none of us, you know, were getting heated or anything. I mean, but it was just one of those things where, you know, we all, at the end of the day, kind of agreed with things. But I actually learned a lot and realized, like, oh, well, interesting how there actually is. And considering, especially now that 2020 happened with Jan 6 and shit, and you got Nazi motherfuckers like Nick Fuentes, like, honestly, I mean, I'm not really as, like, hardcore about anti-capital punishment as I, like, used to be. I mean, I'm just gonna be fucking honest, honestly. And I'm still very specific about where that line is, but I'm definitely a lot more loose about when it comes to the people that ought to be punished with that shit. I'm just gonna be fucking blunt with that. But again, you know, when it comes to the advocacy of that type of stuff, it's all satire, you know. I'm not actually, you know, here to advocate that here, of course. Just saying my philosophy and my position about, like, you know, the politics and, you know, about, like, the whole actual nuances of the whole idea and the concept of capital punishment and blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm just saying, you know, context about everything. Of course. Can't be fuckpicking to say, can't be neutral on a moving train. Well, sure. I mean, but at least on this issue, I mean, you know, I guess you kind of can. Because, I mean, honestly, when it comes to, like, you know, average Joe Schmo, like, I don't think capital punishment should be a thing. But when it comes to, like, exceptional crimes, like being an insurrectionist, for example, yeah, I think it should absolutely possibly be on the table. Depending how severe that fucking crime really honestly is. Like, if you're one of those motherfuckers storming the Capitol, like, and being and texts and different messages and message boards, you know, saying, oh, if I get my hands on Pelosi, we're gonna string her and hang her up high and blah, 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 and all that shit, you're goddamn fucking right. I'm gonna say, yeah, capital punishment should be a punishment at that point. Or at least seriously be considered. You know, it's like, I genuinely do believe that. You know, so it's like, I mean, when it comes to insurrectionists like that, I don't got no quarrel with shit like that. I mean, it's just, I mean, that's just my opinion on it. You know, it's like when it comes to like your yokel chuckle fuck that might be like, you know, like a block away from the Capitol, you know, just sitting there with a dumb sign being like, we want freedoms in here, or whatever the fuck, you know, it's like, I mean, you know, like they're not overtly doing anything, but the motherfuckers storming that shit and, you know, trying to like, you know, instill the actual fucking coup, like, and actually organize that shit. I mean, that's a line, you know, that is, you know, that I mean, they've crossed the line like 8,000 times over. That, as far as I'm concerned, that, you know, that type of punishment absolutely should have been on the table. But it just wasn't. And the thing is, like, we've treated these motherfuckers like this in the past, especially during World War II, like, you know, with the Nuremberg trials. Like, I mean, when it came to, like, hardcore Nazi activists, what, you don't think we were doing that shit back at home? I mean, it certainly were. Should be eaten by Snoo Snoo. Yeah, just let Snoo Snoo do it. Snooky, what? Snoo Snoo. You get the reference? Yeah, South Park. With the invasion of Jersey. Of course I know the fucking reference. What do you take me for? I know you think I'm like some ignorant zoomie. But, I mean, come on. Actually, Futurama. Oh, you're thinking about the Futurama. You know, alright. Well, alright. I got my references mixed up. You know what? If anything, that's actually kind of better, because the fact that there's kind of multiple references of one thing, and I actually know both of them. Alright, you know what? Okay, fair, you know. You still can't really dog on me that much. I mean, you know, like, there's multiple references when it comes to, quote, Snoo Snoo. So, I mean, when you say Snoo Snoo, it's just like, I mean, like, honestly, the first thing came to South Park, but honestly, a part of my mind was also thinking that the Futurama Snoo Snoo, too. So, I was thinking of both, but I was thinking of the South Park Snoo Snoo first. Snooky wants Snoo Snoo. Because honestly, it's more morbid and more fucked up. Like, I mean, it's more funny, too, in my mind. Like, having Nick Fuentes get fucked to death by Snooky wants Snoo Snoo and shit. Oh my god, I mean, it can't, I mean, honestly, it's just more morbidly hilarious to me. Like, I just imagine Nick getting fucked to death by Snoo Snoo. Oh my god, dude. I mean, honestly, you can't fault me for that. I was thinking about the Futurama one a little bit, but, I mean, there's a reason why I went to the South Park one first. I mean, because Snooky wants Snoo Snoo, dude. You're just gonna fuck you to death to get that Snoo Snoo. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh, man. I think before the sentence, the most unhinged post needs to be read out loud. Okay, I already see something about AOC in here. Wow, major feet guy, huh? You want or do what to you? God damn. Oh, man. I think Nick is secretly gay would hate it. Dude, he is definitely gay. I mean, the fact that he says, you know, it's gay to fuck women, I mean, dude, he's definitely gay. I mean, there ain't no beating around the bush on that shit. He definitely is. Without a shadow of doubt. And a furry. No, dude, okay. Nick is many things, but he ain't no goddamn fucking furry. Find me some evidence. I'll be right back, but find me some fucking evidence of that shit. Because I guarantee you that is bullshit. He is not a furry, dude. Oh, wait, what the? He went out. Well, you didn't close the goddamn gate.
Now you be back there.
Let me go back there?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was sniffing around, wanting to pee on everything, and apparently he wanted to take a pee, so he should be in the backyard or waiting at the back door, wanting in.
Yeah, that's probably, well, if you went back there, then yeah, he's probably at the back porch, because he does that. Now I need to, go retrieve him from the backyard, I guess. I'll close this door.
Unless he can get out, he's back there somewhere. Maybe he was chasing.
Oh my god, that's a fucking idiot. Where'd my jacket go? Oh. Oh, there you are. Come on.
Now,
As
how
long
do
as
you
you're out of the gate. This is why you close the fucking gate. Because he will sneak the fuck out. At least right there.
The gate was closed unless you opened it.
Well, you have to like lift it up and then close it, because he'll just open it right up if not. Oh my god, now I'm just fucking dropping this motherfucker.
Yeah, you little escape artist.
Fucking stressing me out. Oh my god.
You bonehead.
Gonna make Ignar eat a well done steak and he'll admit my superior palate. I'm gonna make you have it medium well and you're gonna enjoy it. How about that?
Oh.
Should give him a spare tire to eat for Xmas dinner. Why do that? Just give him a hockey puck. Or just literally a lump of coal. Or literally gag. Good. I hope you do. Because it'll show how pathetic you are and inferior you are when it comes to your food palate. Can we just not do this again? Ay. Trying to egg up this bullshit. Here we go. Fucking eye. Man, that's a fucking idiot. Oh, the gate was closed. Like, no, it ain't. Like, the gate doesn't get closed unless you actually fucking, like, because you have to, like, you know, lift up a gate because it's a little lopsided, so you have to, like, lift it up and actually, like, kind of push it in place for it to actually be, like, closed for him to not get out, and I guess that's too much of a dipshit to fucking realize that, I guess. It's like, Video link. Wait, we have a video link? This video I was talking about earlier, I have a few issues. So first off, this guy is looking like a bot Matt Walsh clone. Wait, what's this? This video is acting like the traditions we have for Christmas don't have the roots in pagan, aka not Christian origins, when clearly this isn't the case. What's going on here?
He's never cited in any of the English language publications I found while researching this topic. Back in 2014, he published this article, in which he argues that the immediate predecessor of the Christmas tree originated from right here, the Upper Rhine regions of Alsace in what's now eastern France, and Baden, which is now the western part of the modern German state of Baden-Württemberg. This whole region was heavily forested with evergreen trees, especially the black forest on the east bank of the Rhine River.
I mean, wasn't, like, the whole Christmas tree concept also, like, you know, I mean, this might be the origins, but I think this also was, I mean, I don't know. I've heard different origins, because I know in, like, Scandinavia, there's a similar origin, but because of the pine trees up north, like, if Lapland, because, like, Lapland is kind of, like, known as, like, kind of like a, you know, very winter wonderland as kind of place because of, you know, all the, because of all the pine trees and, you know, the flatlands in Sweden, so, or because the Lapland is in a modern day Sweden. So, like, I mean, maybe this might have been, like, one of the roots, but I feel like this might be, like, a multi-rooted thing. Like, I think, you know, these different cultures probably all just, like, you know, just had a very similar idea about these, you know, concepts, and probably just spread it around for quite some time. If you want to say, hey, there's no evidence for Christmas trees and paganism, fine, but you can't truthfully look at me in the eye and tell me it started in Christianity when there is a, Bible passage explicitly condemning it. Yeah, I mean, and also, like, I mean, this video so far kind of immediately is telling us that, like, it started from, like, pagan origins. So, if the claim that it actually started from Christianity is their claim, right off the bat, we got some problems, because so far, the first minute and a half, you're kind of contradicting the thesis so far. I mean, we're already kind of starting off rocky here, at least, you know, so far with the premise.
And suddenly, starting in the 1300s, evidence starts to emerge that indicates peasants were going into the forests on Christmas Eve to collect wood from these forests. We know this because forestry regulations from the 1300s in the...
He's doing that or does it thing? Oh, really? So he's kind of being like, oh God, that's even... is that honestly kind of worse?
Bergheim permit people to collect branches before or around Christmas. Landowners were trying to regulate.
Okay, the fact that with the time frame that he's using with like the 1300s shit, like this type of like, you know, tradition and stuff has probably been going back way longer than that. So I feel like the origins, so to speak, you know, are definitely going back farther than this. So yeah, I'm already kind of feeling like there's some like holes so far.
These forests, and apparently people were also trying to steal wood from them. According to a legal directive from the 1300s, the judge of Saint-Hippolyte, now located in France, ordered the forest to be guarded for 9 days before and after Christmas. We can infer that this was an attempt to stop people from stealing wood from the local forest, not only during Christmas, but also the following festivals of New Year and Epiphany.
I mean, a lot of that's just because of feudalism. I mean, the forests are owned by the king or the lord, and thus, like, the lord would, you know, not want his trees cut down.
Regulations don't say why the wood was being collected. Dr. Lucas says it's possible that the branches were simply burned as firewood or fed to animals. But the fact that these regulations specifically mention Christmas leads him to assume that this wood collecting was part of a wider practice. I want to be clear that these forestry regulations are not direct evidence that people were cutting down evergreen trees and decorating them for Christmas, but they are direct evidence that at least by the early 1300s, people in the Upper Rhine region were conifer curious, collecting branches at Christmas time from mostly evergreen forests. Maybe the branches were being used for decoration. Again, this is not explicitly mentioned.
I mean, they have also like a fragrance, yeah, too. So maybe it was used to kind of have like a fragrance in the home. Because like, you know, flowers and other things that, you know, would be dead into winter, you know, are around. But, you know, like evergreen forests like this, so when it comes to pine trees and shit, you know, like they have fragrance and they're still around, you know, they're still going to be, you know, it's pine needles and shit, right? So, like, I mean, it could be that. I mean, there's probably a multitude of different reasons as to why they probably collected this shit. I mean, but especially considering, you know, it's around more of a festive time, I'm sure that, you know, in some part, there's definitely a strong correlation, you know, of using a lot of these, you know, trees, or at least, you know, material from, you know, to kind of do more decorative stuff. But I'm sure, like, a lot of it was probably, like, you know, kind of, you know, having a fragrance in the home, too.
These sources, but it's not a bad assumption based on what follows in the next century. It's not...
At least, you know, because, like, a funny misnomer about, like, the Germanic pagans, or, like, Vikings and like, the Norse and shit, is that they were, like, super stinky and, like, you know, like, raunchy and ragged and shit, but... No, not really. They're actually some of the more hygienic peoples, you know, in Europe at the time. Like, you know, like, especially with the Scandinavians, like, they were really fond of their soaps and really fond of being hygienic. Like, they would use, like, Sunday as, like, a day specifically to clean themselves. Like, they would go to, like, you know, the, you know, like, you know, to some of the, you know, geysers and shit. Or, like, you know, into, like, hot springs and stuff like that. At least, you know, go into pools that won't, you know, burn them. But, you know, are nice and warm. And we'll go into those little pools and wash themselves up a little bit. And, you know, like, they would, like, there was genuine emphasis on, like, hygiene, you know, to an extent. You know, so, and it's enforced by, like, you know, at archaeological sites and different grave sites and stuff like that, where, you know, people have found at, you know, people's graves, like, combs, you know, things like that. And, you know, things that would be considered, like, hygiene tools, basically. You know, so it's, you know, there obviously was at least some level of emphasis on it. So it's kind of a funny misnomer about it. So, like, you know, that's why I think, you know, when it comes to the idea of, like, you know, maybe having fragrance in the home, so to speak, that's kind of why I'm, you know, mentioning it, too, to an extent, because, like, you know, like, you know, these, like, you know, peoples and shit, they're, you know, they definitely had a little bit more of an emphasis to it, especially, like, Scandinavians, you know, funny enough, like, but beyond that, like, I mean, there was definitely a little bit, strangely funny enough, ironically, more of an emphasis of it, even though they were considered, like, the barbarians of the time. Even though they weren't.
The 1400s.
But I guess by this point, with like the 13 and 1400s, they weren't really like, you know, Germanic pagan tribal societies. I mean, at this point, they were like feudalistic kingdoms at this rate. But, I mean, it goes farther back than that anyways. So, I mean, honestly, I bet these traditions really go as far back as like the 400s and shit like that. Probably farther back.
For some sort of decorated Christmas tree, right here in the Upper Rhine city of Freiburg. According to the author Bernd Brunner, who published an academic book about the Christmas tree with Yale University Press, a guild of bakers in Freiburg reported seeing a tree decorated with apples, wafers, gingerbread, and tinsel in a local hospital in 1419. 1419. This is the earliest reference historians can find for a decorated Christmas tree, or a decorated Christmas pole. Brunner warns us that the Middle Low German word used here, Baum, could also refer to a pole, and not specifically a tree. In fact, Dr. Lucas considers that the direct predecessor of the Christmas tree was the maypole, tall wooden poles that were known to be set up during festivals in medieval Europe. Starting in the 1400s, towns and landowners in the Alsace region started to issue laws limiting the number and size of trees you could cut down during Christmas. At least a few of these edicts specifically mention maypoles. A 1431 law from the
I guess they were pretty environmentally friendly even for back then, so I guess I'll grant them that. I mean, honestly, like, and also at the same time, I'm not even going to, like, discard the idea that these things happen, because obviously there's, you know, accounts of these type of traditions and shit happening. I just think the idea of, like, you know, this being the origin of the Christmas tree, I mean, maybe to an extent. I mean, arguably, like, there's probably multiple origins, you know, that eventually have kind of coalesced into, like, one big thing that we see today, right? Like, so, I mean, I'm not even really discarding, you know, this inherent origin, but I think it's, like, there's multiple origins to it. So to kind of say that this is, like, the one origin, I mean, I don't really think there is, like, one rooted origin to this.
Adelsheim allows cutting down a pine tree as tall...
Still pretty interesting, though.
...as 7 feet for Christmas. And a forestry regulation from Ammerschweier dating to 1448 specifically says that each citizen is only allowed...
I will admit, I probably won't be able to pronounce that. Ammerschweier.
...cut down 1 maypole for Christmas, and it can't be any longer than 8 feet.
Yeah, I actually recognize that year 1448 because that was the year that the 30 Years' War ended. Between 1418 and like 1448, like basically like half of Europe went to war with the other half of Europe. Like it was like Catholics versus Protestants, and like basically a third of the German population was left alive at the end of the war. After 30 years of, like, straight fucking bloodshed, basically. Like, and it was literally over, like, which Christianity was better, the Protestants or the Catholics. Like, I mean, it was over the most stupidest bullshit. So, I mean, I kind of find it interesting that, like, you know, some of these edicts, you know, kind of happened more near the later part of the, you know, during that conflict. Because 1431 is, you know, kind of in the middle of all this type of shit happening.
We're no longer talking about branches here. 7 or 8 feet is a pretty big pine tree, indicating that people were starting to set up bigger trees in public. And it's here in the 1400s that the tradition seems to have exploded and rapidly spread outward from the Upper Rhine region. Not only do these regulations start cropping up with greater frequency, but by 1441 there's a reference to a Christmas tree or maypole set up in front of a town hall in Tallinn, Estonia. In 1510, in Latvia, there's a reference to a tree being decorated for Christmas with apples, thread, and straw, and in Estonia in 1514. And in all of these cases, these trees were not set up in private homes. The example from Freiburg was set up in a local hospital, the Tallinn example in front of a town hall, and the latter 2 examples from Latvia and Estonia were sponsored by merchant guilds. This leads the historian...
And now we basically kind of see this everywhere. I mean, there's one in my town, Milwaukee, and there's one in Portland. I mean, pretty much like every little city has this at this point. The shit lips crying over Jewish people protesting at Yahoo MC. That's been happening since basically the very fucking beginning. It's like out during springtime, as some people put flowers in their home. It's not really something people associate with any specific holiday except maybe Valentine's. It's just a thing people do. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, I think, you know, a lot of things that I think people just did, you know, during certain times of the year, I think it's just kind of attributing that to a certain, like, specific holiday thing. And, you know, and honestly, a lot of it definitely kind of is to an extent. I don't know if I'll watch the entire thing, at least, you know, here on stream, but I'll definitely, you know, check this out, you know, on my own time, you know, a little bit later for sure. But, you know, like, I definitely feel like, you know, I don't know. like, you know, kind of like I was saying from earlier, like, I think he's just, you know, trying to say, like, oh, this is the true origin, you know, of the Christmas tree, isn't it? Or is it not? No. And it's like, well, this could be a variation of one of the different origins, you know, of the Christmas tree and shit. I mean, because at the end of the day, like, Christianity appropriated the whole, like, culture around that because of pagans, you know, before, you know, the timeline that he's talking about here. Because a lot of what he's talking about came from different paganistic cultures and tribes and people, you know, from these same regions, you know, before they got Christianized. You know, so it's like, I mean, I don't know, like, I mean, you know, it's like, yeah, this might have, like, you know, end up being a variation of a different, you know, root of, you know, a culture that they appropriated and Christianized. Like, I mean, so, like, even though he's kind of mentioning this type of stuff, I mean, there's still a root, you know, to this shit as well. I mean, these people were doing this type of stuff probably well before, like, the 13 and 1400s. They're not real Jews, fucking chuds. Well, didn't you know? If you're a Jew that's anti-Zionist, you're actually a Jew hater. You're a self-hating Jew. Didn't you know? And thus, anti-Semitic. I mean, they're fucking psychopaths. I mean, what do you expect? I'm kind of saving my social battery and political battery on the whole Palestine-Israel thing for when I go to Texas, because I have a weird feeling that topic's going to get brought up. And I want to kind of, like, save my juice for that. I'm not going to lie. I mean, to be fair, I don't know what to expect about their takes about it, but it's just one of those things where I'm just like, I don't know. I have a feeling about what it's going to be, and I'm not going to like it. MC shit show. I mean, yeah. At least I'm only going to be there for about, like, 5-something days. But, hey. The only thing I worry about is just make sure that my dog is taken care of. Like, no one's really gone with me. Like, you know, my Harley came by the other day and was just like, yeah, I can, you know, watch him, like, Monday and Tuesday, but that doesn't really account for Saturday or Sunday. So it's like, like, I mean, I want to make sure he's just not depressed and alone by himself, you know, here, you know what I mean? Because I don't really expect my fucking dad to, like, you know, really take care of him. Or at least in the way that he needs to. Like, I'm sure he'll go outside and all that stuff and make sure he's fed and all that. But, like, at the end of the day, when it comes to actually, like, you know, maybe take him for a walk or, you know, playing with him a little bit, giving him some love and scritches, like, he ain't gonna be really doing any of that. I could at least, you know, trust, you know, my friend Logan or Harley or Tyler even to do that. I know, Rip, you live too far away for it, so I'm not counting you in it. But, like, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, man, you know, I kind of feel bad for him because I know, like, there's going to be, like, a day or two where he's just going to be by himself, just sad and alone here. It's like, man, poor little boy. My fat gets canceled. I ended up in Vegas for 5 days. You know what? At that point, I better fucking win big. Like, I'm gonna at least, you know, have like a few $100. Well, yeah, about like $300 something, you know, set aside. And I'm gonna use at least like 100 at a time. So I'm gonna like put 100 down in some chips. You know, maybe go to a roulette table, blackjack table, or something like that. Maybe a Texas Hold'em table. And, you know, just play a couple rounds, see where, yeah, just see where it goes. If I win some, then I'll kind of pull out and hang out for a little bit, maybe buy a drink or two and play another couple rounds, see where it goes from there. Kind of repeat the process. I noticed there's at least like 5+ something casinos, you know, including the Mandalay Bay, that's like right next to the airport. So my idea is that as soon as I, you know, land, I'm gonna, like, you know, get a lift, you know, take a beeline at, like, the closest, casino to the terminal and spend, like, 4 some hours there and just hang out there and just, you know, chill, you know, like, maybe see if there's any food available, you know, have a little food, you know, check out some of the tables, like I said, and, you know, do my shit for a little bit. Maybe do like a stream on Instagram or something like that. Maybe on YouTube even. Just for a little bit, for like 30 minutes or some shit, just see what's up in the middle of the night. And then, maybe do a little more, gamblings. And then, at least have like 2 hours, before my flight, just to make sure I could go back into the airport, go for security, all that shit again. Which, hopefully by that, it's going to be in the middle of the night. So, it's one of those things where it's like, hopefully when it comes to security and all that bullshit, it should be pretty quick and easy. And I'm only taking the backpack. Actually, I have the backpack that I have right over here that I'm going to take. So, I'm not, what I got is going to be light as fuck. I ain't carrying anything heavy. So, it's going to be one bag and that's it. So, just one of those things where, it's as long as I just got to keep everything on my bag and just, as long as I just make sure I'm like 2 hours, prior to, my flight leaving, then it should be okay. Which gives me basically like 4.5 something hours, to hang out at the casino and gamble a little bit and stuff like that. So, and it's in the middle of the night, so it shouldn't be too busy. The casino I went to was the Sahara. Caesar's Palace is also pretty close. Right on. I still need to do a little bit more research about some other casinos. You know what? Honestly, why not? Let's just fucking look at some right now. Why not? Let's pull up Google Maps. Google Maps. Yeah. Alright, what's the name of the fucking IgnarHusky goes to the most bougie casino? I'm definitely not doing that, that's for sure. Okay, hold on, let me, okay, there we go. Alright, I need to just find out, where the fuck is the airport here? Yeah, it's not Nellis. Yeah, fuck off with Nellis. Oh, okay, there it is. Okie dokie. Okay. It's not exactly helping me with, like, looking at specific casinos that are literally around here. Calvary Chapel, Meadow Mezzo. That's, I guess, one. Trying to see what else is around here. Here, hold on. We'll do that. Does that help? I guess it kind of does. Wait, we're... Oh my fucking god. This is not helping at all. Google's not being my friend right now. Why did Google automatically direct me to hotels? I ain't looking for fucking hotels. What the fuck? What do you think I am? I ain't spending the night here. Well, I am, but not at a hotel, you fuck. Damn Google. I directly attached to the casinos. Dude, they didn't even attach me to the, like, okay, like, I know, like, the Mandalay Bay and shit is right next to the airport, which is right here. That's the airport. And they're attaching me all to this shit and all this stuff. Unless there's, like, unless it's this airport. Is it the Harry Reid one? I guess maybe it would be this one. I guess maybe. I'm assuming this is the airport I'll be landing in. Harry Reid is the airport. Well, there's also like a Las Vegas one up here too. There's a smaller one called what's it called again? Yeah, North Las Vegas. I don't know what the fuck the other thing was. That was Las Vegas. That was like, I guess North holy fuck. North Las Vegas Airport. Okay. So I guess it'll be Harry Reid. Okay, so that's why I couldn't find the goddamn Mandalay Bay. Yeah, it was tiny. Yeah, so okay, I found. Okay, so where's the Mandalay? Because I know it's right next to this one. Oh, okay. Yeah, alright. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's Mandalay Bay. Excalibur. Oh, there's an In-N-Out. Ooh. I've heard MGM is something to avoid, and there's an MGM right here, right next to the airport as well. There's a Topgolf. There's a Bagels, Einstein Bagels. What else? There's an aviation museum, which I'm going to look at when I, have a layover for 5 hours, in the fucking, coming back home, so. There's a trampoline park. That's probably going to be closed. I think, honestly, my thing is just going to have to be... Wait, what's... yeah, it's either, like, Excalibur, Mandalay... OYO Hotel Casino. I guess there's that. There's a Catholic fucking shrine. Roman Catholic Shrine of the Most Holy Redeemer. That's right outside of the airport. What the fuck is this? What is this? Is this a building or is this like a relic or something? What is this? Photos. Yeah, give me photos. It's a church. Oh my god, it's a fucking church right outside the airport. Holy crap, wow. Let's have a Catholic fucking church, like, right in the middle of, like, casino, capitalistic fucking, like, capitalistic casino land, dude. Wow, love it. Wow. Catholic Casino Resort, giant statue of the Pope at the roulette table up front. Dude, totally. I'm seeing what else is here. Blue Green Vacations, Club 36. This is... I'm assuming that's a casino, too. Oh, there's a steakhouse. Oh, nice. Thomas and Mack Center. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, there's not really much right outside the airport. It's basically like the Mandalay Bay, and I'm pretty much like kind of have to deal with that. There's a gun store right near the airport, dude. What the fuck? Wait, what was it called? Where is it? Where is it? Where'd it go? I just saw it. Now it disappeared. Where'd it go? I just saw it. Google, bring it back. Oh, here it is. What's this? Is it shooting range? Is it shooting range too? Oh, my sweet baby rays. I want to see the pictures. Give me all of them. Come on. I want to see this shit. Really? Okay, fine. You need a dick about it? Seriously? It really does not want to, like, you know, give me a full screen of all these pics. It just, wow. I want to see these pictures, and it won't let me. It's so fucking... Oh! Oh, they have automatic... Oh my god, they have a full auto AK. I saw a review that someone had that said that. Oh my god. Yeah, at least for directly outside of the airport, there's basically like 2 casinos that I could go to. Mandalay or Excalibur. I think I'm going to choose between one of those 2, maybe. Let's see, is there another one? There's an In-N-Out Burger nearby. Are they 24/7? No! They are not. It's not 1 but 2 Bushi golf clubs. Not surprised. I hate how it's like I'm going to be here in the middle of the night because it kind of limits on like where I can go for food. It's kind of annoying. Because there's like different food all over and around this airport. And it's just like, bruh. I found a 3rd Bushi golf course. Damn. Here. So, if this is where the terminal is, I would basically have to go on the opposite side of the fucking airport to get to Mandalay. So, what's over here for casino-wise, then? There just kind of isn't. Motherfucker. Okay, I guess, you know, it's just one of those 2, and it's on the opposite side of the airport. Motherfucker. Unless I want to go up here, I guess. Hofbrauhaus? I'm assuming that's a restaurant, right? Yeah, it's a German restaurant. Near the airport. Yeah, I mean, I want to at least be near the airport, obviously. Because I'm going to go to one spot and just hang out there for a little bit. And, you know, within the 2-hour range of going back, you know, to get my flight, which would basically be around like 5 a.m., then that's when I'm going to be like, you know, hitting that shit. Hit my ass back, you know, to the airport so I can get to Texas. It's right next to the airport. Well, I know. There's also the Mandalay Bay and Excalibur, too. So I think it's going to be between those 3. I'll have to just check them out. I mean, there's MGM, too, but I've heard some bad things about them. Like, they're ran by the mob and shit. And I'm like, nope. Don't fuck with them. I'm there for a good time, not a bad one. Yeah, it looks like it. So, I'll have to choose between one of those 3. Four Seasons Total Landscaping is right next to the airport. Oh my god. Wow. Not surprised. Here. Let's see what other little fun things we could look at for an evening. Anything there, like, worth some memes? What type of memes we got? What do you got for memes, YouTube? What type of memes? What type of memes do we got? Planet Hollywood Casino. Is that another one? I'll have to, you know, check it out at some point. I'm definitely going to have to, you know, ask, you know, like a couple others I might be able to, you know, get a little extra information about, like, when it comes to, like, specific casinos and shit. From what I understand, most of them are all kind of basically all in the same for the most part. But I just kind of want to go to the, you know, like, kind of figure out what's, like, you know, where should I go to for, like, the best odds of at least, you know, getting, like, at least, you know, some dubs. At least when it comes to, like, you know, maybe, like, a nickel slide or, like, you know, maybe, like, you know, between, like, blackjack or roulette, like, which one should I lean on more when it comes to, like, you know, maybe getting a couple wins. And for me, I already kind of feel like I would lean on roulette, and I kind of already feel like I know the answer to that, you know, when it comes to who I'd ask, which would probably be roulette. Because it is at least a guaranteed, like, 48% chance or, like, you know, 50-50 chance, depending on, like, the rules of roulette, where you can get it, like, a dub. Just depending on how you bet. And honestly, it ain't really that difficult. So. Come on. Give me a meme or two. YouTube, you're not really doing much, you know, for giving me a meme. Possible Roblox, but a good meme. It's like 3. What the fuck, dude? Dude, yeah, like, I mean, it would probably gotten way worse, but I ain't risking it. Like, nah. What about that? Wait, what we got here? Truckman is only good when it was comprised of aging white wannabe cowboys. Ain't nothing like it used to be, I tell you what. Literally a bunch of white, Bud Light, Miller Lite drinking, PBR drinking, beer-bellied cowboys, I tell you what. Now it's just a bunch of goddamn blacks and Mexicans taking all our jobs. I wish I could like it, but Reddit decided to ban me basically for the same reason that happened to your Rip, so I'm gonna have to make another account. Because Reddit don't like being anti-Nazi, because that is too anti-chud for them, because they suck a bunch of dick. Is there really no other meme here? Seriously? No memes? No moss on the memes? Or at least a meme worth a fuck, you know, to look at, because it would be funny, but there isn't. Boo. Boo. Disappoints me. Disappoints me, I tell you what. Boo. I mean, I'm also kind of surprised. Like, I mean, being in the middle of the week, there's usually, like, different things to kind of, like, you know, check out. But it's, like, they're really on... Like, it feels like it's almost like a Sunday for, like, how of a lack of things there are. It's, like... I kind of went full ham checking out a bunch of shit last night, you know, with everything. And now, like, this time around, it's, like... just, like, nothing. It's, like, what the fuck? Boo. Like, I'm a skimming, and I see shit. That's all I see. This is nothing but shit. Alright, YouTube, you suck. You got nothing for me. There ain't nothing here. Boo. Boo. I mean, like, I would maybe be like, hey, let's see what YouTube Shorts has, but, like, they don't exactly, like, operate properly with the split screen, because they want to be, like, a big square instead of, like, you know, evening out, so at least, you know, fits, you know, the size or whatever, like, you know, or whatever the fuck. It's like, nah, can't have that. No. Because, honestly, there's a dude that I've been, like, you know, kind of into lately. I mean, you know, like a dude that's like I think he's like a Japanese, like, you know, like trucker or some shit. But he makes all these like dank ass, like, you know, meals and shit in his little truck. You know what? I mean, even though it's literally a box and it's, you know, it's going to be tiny, you know, fuck it. Because he's right there. I mean, I was, you know, Mocha-chan. It's fucking dope. It has little bongos where it's like, love it. I love his vibe. What's that? Looks good though. Chucks that shit. Carbonara. Oh, okay, he didn't do his traditional shit with this one. Like, cause, like, I swear, like, I can't tell if he gets, like, most of the time he gets, like, hella euphoric. Actually, you know, I know we can, you know, kind of see, you know, on, oh, this one was spam. Let's look at this one. Because, like, this dude, like, I swear, I can't tell if he's just so euphoric and blissful over the flavor of the food, or if he's burning his mouth. Because he'd be like, and doing that, and then he'd be like, just slapping his fucking, you know, leg and shit, and I'm just like, are you burning your mouth and singeing every taste bud, or are you just in euphoric bliss with what you're eating? Because I honestly cannot tell. I know this one will show you what I'm talking about. He's making it with spam. I know Scotty would approve. The Kaiser himself, Scotty Kirk. He loves spam, so I think he would approve. The bongos. Smack that egg on the forehead. Some onions, green onions. Ooh, looks so good. See, there we are. There it is. There's the signature. Like, see, I don't know if he's burning his mouth or he just loves the fuck out of this. I can't tell. Either way, I love it. I love the enthusiasm. See, did he just burn himself? Or is it just like that fire as fuck to him? Or is it both? I mean, I love it. He's kind of been my jam lately because I've been kind of on a ramen shtick, you know, lately because I'm kind of poor. So, I mean, you know, I've been kind of looking at this shit and be like, man, it really just kind of, you know, makes me feel confident knowing that, like, ramen, at the end of the day, is, like, the modern day working class man. Like, the working class is, like, fucking, like, modern meal, dude. The modern working class, like, average Joe meal. Because, like, you can make it into whatever the fuck you want, basically. He made ramen with Spam. Like, last night, I made ramen with, like, shredded chicken tenders. I had, you know, a couple chicken tenders left. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna shred these bad boys, rip them apart, and put that in my ramen. Like, you know, him going like, oh, you know, that's how I felt. It was just like, yo, this shit is just like, I mean, because, like, with ramen, you can make that shit into, like, pretty much damn near anything. You can put whatever the fuck, it's like fried rice, basically. Fried rice and ramen are, like, you know, pinnacle working class, you know, like, meals, you know, these days, because it's cheap as shit. You can put pretty much whatever the fuck you want in it, or you can just have it as it is, and it's filling no matter what, basically. And it's pretty cheap. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I mean, you know, what, because of inflation and shit, what is cheap is always ramen and rice. Like, I mean, you know, if everything else is, you know, pricing up, at least, you know, that shit isn't really that expensive in comparison. I mean, at least grant that. So, it's like, I'll always have a soft spot for ramen. Ramen's just so delicious. I don't have any right now, but I'm gonna buy some tomorrow, that's for fucking sure. I have taquitos and what else? Actually, that's about it. I just have taquitos left for tonight. I mean, those are good too, but I need to get some more ramen because, fuck. See, I'm on my ramen kick. Like, I really want some now. You know, I guess I could go to 7-Eleven, but that's not going to be really the same as, like, making it myself. And now I have a dilemma. Do I want taquitos or do I want to, like, you know, say fucking go to 7-Eleven now? Now, goddamn it, now I'm in that mood. Motherfucker, son of a bitch. Moko-chan just, like, straight up got me in the mood now. See, that's why he's kind of a vibe. Like, you know, he's, you know, like, a working class Joe, a trucker, and, you know, just, like, he has a hobby on the side. Just been, like, you know, kind of, you know, cooking his little meals and shit. It's like, and so enthusiastic about everything. And I've kind of noticed